cutting edge.
Let's take this form, this very American tradition of entertainment into the 21st century, the new millennium.
Okay, no. What's the name of the show? The Wendy Williams Experience.
To bring you our feature presentation.
What your ears are about to witness, the greatest queen of all time. Okay, party people in the house.
Turn it up, yo. Turn it up. This is it. Allow me to reintroduce this queen.
From west to east.
Just better get it right. Y'all know the name. Wendy Williams. Been in this game for a while. I hate the crack.
Ain't nobody.
It is phenomenal.
Like the queen.
Right here.
Who the world is this? So much drama.
From yo block to yo block. Heard of the number one female. Been doing this for years.
Every barbershop, beauty salon.
Who the world is this? So much
Again and again. Wendy Williams, bringing your name up. A lot of you haters scared to death.
She at it again.
Wendy Williams.
She in it to win.
Wendy Williams.
She back and she staying.
Wendy Williams.
The ain't playing. I like to present you the winner of the Game Shoot of the Year award.
Once again.
Introducing the queen.
All right. Hey, everybody. And because you're here, I'll go hard today for you. I'll go hard to entertain you to the best of my ability. Welcome to the Wendy Williams Experience, where, we broke the news, thanks to Life and Style magazine yesterday, that Tom and Katie are no longer together. Well, his people are vehemently denying. They're even bringing up a possible lawsuit. All right, so we can talk about that. We can talk about Vivica Fox. We're going to talk about Cheryl and Lance and more to their breakup. We'll kind of like a timeline history of how they got together and stuff and at what point they were in each other's lives. We'll talk about Mariah Carey, Marlon Wayans. Oh, I want to retell you about my scientist friend who created the at-home cheaters test. Yeah, you want to know about that. Plus, we'll talk about Chili and her trouble with the law. And during Advice Hour, I've got this weight guide. It's called Your Healthy Weight, and it's according to the National Institute of Health. So I want to talk about that during my medical minute. And during Advice Hour, I want to talk about romance at the office, as well as whatever's going on with you, okay? So there's the blueprint. It is what it is. Welcome to the Wendy Williams Experience.
Yo, did you catch this flashback?
Benny is located in South Africa, listening to the Wendy Williams Experience. He's on line number 4.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi, Benny.
Wendy?
Yes, Benny.
Wendy, you have to come to South Africa, so we can teach you some Zulu or Sesotho or, I can teach you a couple of words now.
Can you tell me how to say how you doing?
When you meet a Zulu man, say ninjani or unjani.
Unjani.
Yeah, unjani.
Unjani.
Yeah.
Unjani.
And then he will say nkona. Or maybe when you meet somebody in the street, you say sawubona.
Sawubona.
Yeah, that's how you greet.
Sawubona.
Gunjani.
Gunjani.
Yeah.
All right. And then you say all right. How do you say all right?
Yeah, you say nkona.
Nkona.
Yeah.
Gunjani.
Got him. This it right here.
Miss a day, miss a whole lot.
Coming through your speakers, boy.
It's Wendy, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great honor and distinction that I introduce to you the queen of all media, Wendy Williams.
Just trying to figure out which intern is least likely to spit in my food when I ask them to reheat it. There's always that possibility. Excuse me. I have my lean cuisine, spa cuisine, which, you know, is part of my LA weight loss. And what you need to know about lean cuisine now, see, I've got the lemongrass chicken, is that there's a line of lean cuisines with no preservatives, preservative free, which is very unusual for frozen food. So they are really stepping it up, you know, for healthy conscious people. And I brought it in for my lunch today, and I'm going to lay it over a bed of raw spinach. Do you guys smell the spinach? I already zhuzhed it up with garlic and stuff. It's in here. Yeah, spinach and carrots. I was on Donnie Deutsch last night. I had a great time. I wish that I knew more about who was going to be on the show. I could have promoted it to you guys better, and you would have wanted to watch, because I got to tell you something. There's nothing like a show full of cackling broads. It was Donnie alone, okay? Then he had Jason Kidd's wife, Joanna, in the studio. And then there were, I think, 3 of us on satellite. I was on satellite from downtown Manhattan. Then Dr. Ray's wife from Dr. 90210, the one with the anorexia problem or whatever. We find out this week what the hell her problem is, why she's a grown-ass woman with 2 kids only weighing 88 pounds, talking about, I'm not hungry and my weight is dropping. And then they cut to Dr. Ray, so busy, operating on people. He doesn't understand his wife is going through a crisis. The camera goes to him. This is for the preview. And he says, I knew it was bad, but I didn't think it was that bad. So I can't wait until this weekend to find out what the hell is wrong with this woman. All I know is that I only saw her through satellite, the way, if you watched Donnie Deutsch's show last night, you guys did. Pale, drawn. She hasn't lost any of her hair, though. Big, thick head of hair, unless there's, some tracks in there to thicken it up. I don't know. Haley's her name. Yeah, she's lost a lot of weight. And we talked about romance and Valentine's Day last night. I wanted to do a sidebar because we could all hear each other talking. I'm going to say, Haley, off topic. What's going on with your weight? What are we going to learn this weekend on Dr. 90210? But I didn't. Do you even watch that show? I do. Who else was on the show? Joanna Kidd. Oh, a doctor, a renowned doctor, Dr. Berman. She and her sister have a practice together. I've seen them on Oprah. So we were talking about sex and stuff. I got a chance to promote my champagne. Thank you, Donnie Deutsch, at the end of the show when, he asked, so what are we all doing for Valentine's Day? I was thinking about you guys, but I knew that, my true answer is only appropriate for this show. Certainly not the Donnie Deutsch show. So he says, what are you guys doing, dinner or what? He goes around, and asks all the women. I couldn't even answer because, Valentine's Day is a special occasion. So, you know what I say is reserved for special occasions only. No.
Put that where
No.
back there.
And of course, George Fazeli, to make everything just work out better. Go down smoother, however you want to say it. So, anyway. So, Busta Rhymes, apparently MTV was shooting that video shoot. When the cops got there on the scene of the shooting, they confiscated all of the tape. And I heard from a very reliable source who does not want to be on the radio regarding filtering me information, but this person was on the set, said that the feds, first of all, this is now a federal case. This is no local case. This is feds. The other thing is that the cops were like stepping over the body of the deceased Israel Ramirez, just looking for clues, information. It was almost like he was just something in the middle of the floor. They're stepping over, to get to the reason. Why did all this happen? And that's the latest on the Busta Rhymes video shooting case. I don't know any more than that. So there's 3 things that we've learned. The tapes have allegedly all been confiscated, so MTV has nothing. The cops are looking over the tapes. It's a federal case. Why is it federal? Because they say that Tony Yayo might have driven away with the person, and Tony Yayo's on probation, and it could be something. Why is this federal? I don't understand. And the detectives were stepping over the bodies and stuff like that. So Mark is on line number 2. He wants to talk about Tomcat. Let's do it.
I think he's gone.
Okay, Kenny's on line number 3, and he wants to talk about Donnie Deutsch. Hi, Kenny.
Hey, Wen.
Hey, did you see last night?
Yeah, I saw you affected the lollipop head thing.
You know, I saw it myself, and I was so proud.
You looked beautiful.
Thank you.
I don't know what was on your head, but you looked good.
You know, a squirrel with Aquanet.
Yeah, I was switching between that and the thing on BET.
No, you were switching between? We weren't holding you? All those wacky broads I was on with? I thought we all had our own dose of crazy that we were adding to the show.
Look, I mean, yours was more entertaining. The one on BET, I don't know, the couple thing, I don't even know what was going on.
Yes.
It was just I don't know why it was on. But I saw you on. I was like, look at Wendy.
But in conclusion, you didn't know what the hell was on my head that I was calling hair.
You looked skinny.
But did you like the hair?
I got used to it.
Yeah, well, you know what it was supposed to look like.
I was like, it's you. So
thank you.
Cool.
And then the other thing that I've accomplished is I got a formation of a lollipop head. The big head, the smaller body.
And I noticed the eyes were under control.
Yes.
I was like, all right, she got it.
I tried.
Yeah.
Did you like the sweater off my shoulders?
You look beautiful.
Newport News catalog, like $35. I was telling everybody yesterday.
Yeah, you look hot.
Thank you.
You look beautiful. I liked it.
Thank you, Kenny. He's only 19. Look, Miss Wendy still got it.
Yes, you do.
Thank you, Kenny.
All right.
Ow. So cute. Darius is on line number 1. He's 41. He wants to say, how you doing?
How you doing?
All right.
Wendy, I love you. This is Darius from the Bronx.
Hi, Darius.
You know what? Every time, I think every day I say to myself, how you doing? And hey, I just love that kind of hey.
Me too. It sometimes becomes where I feel like my co-hosts on the show are World and China. Because
I love you so much. I think you're hilarious. You give us so much information. You're a great inspiration. I just wanted to call and tell you that. I've been dying to speak to you for a long time.
Thank you, Darius. And take care. You too.
God bless you.
You too. You too. Bye-bye. Irv Gotti, you're not getting the money back, by the way. Of course you deserve it back. The feds roll up in, and then he gets acquitted on everything, you know. In the meantime, you all heard about the $35,000 that was in the safe when they first did an initial raiding back in 2003. Now, he should get that $35,000 back. But the fact of the matter is, he will spend, Irv, you're going to spend more money in court trying to fight for that money than you will for the actual money. And I understand the principle of the thing, but it's kind of like you going after the feds after they've slanderized you and everything. You said it yourself, you know, you're black in America, you're never going to win. It's kind of like, you just get back to the business of running the ink, making money, and, you know, congratulations once again on getting off. $35,000 is nothing to a wealthy man like you.
Charge it to the game.
Charge it to the game, and, that's it. He's not going to get this money back. That's very unfortunate. But it is what it is. And by the way, remember I was telling you a story about Don P. from Trillville, who, was alleged to have raped the 16-year-old girl in one of those after-school teen parties over at one of her friend's house or her house or whatever? So he was arrested, and bail was set at $75,000. Once again, his name is Don P. I already started covering the story days ago. His real name is Donald Prince, and he was arrested on January 30th. Charges of raping a 16-year-old girl at a December 16th, one of those after-school parties when, you know, mom and dad aren't home, held in an apartment in Lithonia, Georgia. So after hearing several hours of testimony last week, the DeKalb Senior Superior Court Judge William McMurray has set the bond with the conditions stipulating that Don P. may not contact the young woman or leave the country. Those are very, very loose stipulations. I mean, who wants to talk to her now?
Wow.
You know, and leave the country. He can come to Puerto Rico. I mean, hell, you know, this is a great country. We offer a wide variety of things where, you know, you never have to leave. As a matter of fact, I hate leaving the country. Oh, the thought of it. I've been invited to France, me and my people, twice now to go to our vineyard. We have yet to go because I can only take it but so often. Going to Berlin was enough leave the country for me, you know. Anyway, look, we're all in the building, and that's great. There's still room for more, so call somebody and let them know the Wendy Williams experience is on.
Wendy, man.
My oldest brother, he told me he had a really good surprise. The surprise was that he turned himself into a woman.
The Wendy Williams experience.
All right, this hour of the Wendy Williams experience is being brought to you by Paramount Pictures. And that trip a day giveaway is, boy, oh boy, like the most popular thing at this radio station. And me and Steve promised to deliver, everything and more when we get to Puerto Rico. You hear him talking about his celebrity charity golf tournament presented by Tyler Perry. Medea's goes to jail. Steve loves to golf. That's his hobby. I don't know whether he's good at it. I don't even know how to judge. I don't have any hobbies like that. I thought I was going to pick up tennis as a hobby. I don't. I play with one of my neighbor friends, Amy. And we, belong to a club, and we go over there, and we have all of our tennis whites on and every best intentions. We never end up swinging a racket or having exercise. We sit and we have coffee, or this place has alcohol, Bloody Marys. Then I look at my watch and I say, Amy, I got to go home and change and go to work. And then she doesn't work. So, a friend like me is great because I'm right there in the neighborhood. And I have weird working hours, so I'm available, for morning chat. And just a mess. Anyway, but Steve golfs. I party. I decided to stop, formulating, activities that I'm really not as good at. And I don't feel like learning anything new, a sport, whatever. So I like to party. That's what I'm going to be commandeering in Puerto Rico. We got Thursday. I'll be broadcasting live. Thursday night karaoke turns into a party. Friday broadcasting live. The pool, around one of the many pools. Friday night, the Wendy Williams comedy experience with Capone, the gangsta of comedy, Drew Frazier, and then that rolls into what? A party. Saturday, we just all lay around at one of it's over 10 pools on the property. We could all be private apart from each other or, clump together, whatever. And Saturday night, what do? We party. And I'll be damned, Keisha Cole's it got to be the most heated up radio song in the country. You punch around at any radio station, black, white, what? R&B, top 40, hip hop, whatever. All you love. She is heating it up. And she'll be heating it up on my private island party Saturday night in Puerto Rico. So I am real glad to have her there. On the low, shout out to Jeezy. Hold our girl down. Yeah, Keisha's doing the damn thing. So, that's the deal with Puerto Rico. I'll give you the telephone number. Do we have a trip to give away today, Goose? No. Okay. That means that Steve and Mark Jordan gave away the trips earlier. Well, here you go. Sheer Travel, 888-212-4534. Come to Puerto Rico. We're leaving March 30th. It's a Thursday. We'll be back Sunday, April 2nd. We're staying at the fabulous 5-star El Conquistador Resort and Golden Door Spa Country Club in Puerto Rico. My girlfriend Lisa Carnegie's coming along. Not that that's a main attraction for you, but I'm looking forward to it because, my best friend in the whole wide world will be there. It'll be great. So, 888-212-4534. 888-212-4534. Come on and join us. We're going to have fun. We're going to party. Still Black History Month, yes, and WBLS in the color purple. Well, BLS wants to remind you anyway that the color purple's on Broadway. And select performances are happening through February and March. Only $35 for tickets. Only $35 for tickets. Why not call 212-947-8844 and mention, and this is big, there's a code. CP like pony, BHM39. Okay, that's just a reminder from your radio station. Doing it for the hood for 35 years. Turn this up. Every time we do it. Hood. Woo! Hood. We in the hood, yo. 35 years, serving, going strong, baby. Hood. Shout out to Harlem, where it all began. Shout out to the Sutton family. I'm keeping this La Familia in here. Hood. Shout out to Jersey. Oh, you know what? So, I had a telephone call that a couple of nights ago. Oh, we have to get to the telephone. Forget my phone call. Let's go to the phone. Okay, first of all, there's a few things going on. Line number 1 is Frank. He wants to talk about Dr. Ray from Beverly Hills Doctor 90210. Hi, Frank. Frank? Hello?
Hey, how you doing, Wendy?
Hey, Frank.
I was just wanted to talk to you about that show. I was watching it the other day.
Yeah.
And there's this thing. I don't know why they were doing it. Dr. Ray's out there in South America helping out all these underprivileged folks.
Yeah.
And his wife is there, you know, underweight and on the death thing here going on.
Yeah.
And then they show this other doctor, this how you doing doctor, over there talking about his $5,000 watch and his $3 million suits and all this other stuff.
And that's the same one who had the big party at his house where he busted all the people. Yeah, you know what? Here's the thing. And, you know, this show, see, Frank, I like talking to you because you know and I know this show is founded off the back of Dr. Ray. So why is he the one living in a tattered sofa condo while the other doctor is splashing it up like a multimillionaire?
And then the way they was they're showing it as if, you know, these other two people are going through all this stuff, and how petty is this other doctor?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Well, it's a very interesting show. But one thing that I realized about Haley Ray, and it kind of smacked home last night when I was on Donnie Deutsch, I got a chance to hear her talk. You know, she's very, very passive. And so that's why Dr. Ray continues to work. She doesn't, I don't think, speak up for herself.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And then now you see that he's struggling to get this new house.
Yes.
And now they have to pay 2 mortgages because now they're not sure if they're going to be able to sell the house that they're in.
Exactly.
And this other guy's just like splurging.
Living.
You know, the vagina doctor.
Yes. Well, there's a lot of money in Coochie.
There's a lot of money in Coochie. I personally, you know, don't have the money for Coochie. But then I have a wife, so I have a living Coochie.
Well, there you go. You've got it at your disposal. Hey,
there you go.
Frank, thank you so much for calling.
Thanks, Wendy.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Good work, babe.
Bye-bye. And Wanda's on line number 7. She wants to talk about, what does it say, last night's show. Hey, Wanda.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Uh-oh.
I'm Yolanda, actually.
Oh, hi, Yolanda.
Hi.
Hi.
I just want to tell you that you looked great on last night's show.
Oh, good.
And I didn't like how he kept going to the doctor every time.
No, well, the doctor, you know, it's nice to hear things from a clinical perspective. I mean, you know, the guest, by and large, we were just women answering. You know, me, I have a bit of knowledge regarding, you know, women's opinions. Thank God for Advice Hour.
Right.
And you know how we do here on the show. But she's a real life doctor with a real life practice. She shares it with her sister. I've seen them on Oprah. They've been written up in like the best magazines and newspapers around. She's renowned.
Okay.
Yeah, so her opinion, I understand you being upset, but now that you know what her background is, now you see why Donnie went to her a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
And Jason's kid's wife.
Yeah.
She didn't have anything to bring to the table.
Well, you know, I felt as though Joanna was really, you know, especially when the doctor, when Donnie asked about, you know, going through our men's stuff.
Right.
And she was like, no, never. I was waiting for her to say, honey, my husband is an NBA star.
Exactly.
Women throw themselves at him all the time.
Exactly.
It is necessary that I stay on guard. I didn't necessarily expect her to say, you know, I run his pockets all the time or whatever, but she acted like ain't no thing but a chicken wing, please.
Exactly.
Joanna.
I know. Well, it's my first time talking to you, and I enjoyed the experience. And I just want to tell you that the TV Guide channel is channel 222 on DirecTV.
Oh, 222.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll finally be able to catch up with Joan and Melissa
Right.
for the Oscars.
Right.
Okay, great.
All righty.
Hey, thank you, Yolanda.
Bye.
Bye-bye. So I was telling you I got this telephone call, right? It turns out George Vaselli, the marketing department of my champagne company, they supplied champagne at the big party for Harrison Ford's new movie. Harrison Ford's in the movie Farewell, which happened to have opened on last Friday, and it's with Virginia Madsen and Paul Bettany and whatnot. But at this party, which was the other night, literally spotted was Harrison Ford with the champagne, yucking it up and loving it. And Reba McEntire was enjoying it too. And one of the Tobys, I'm not sure whether it was Keith or McGuire, but one of the Tobys also. So I was like, wow, go. Wow. I mean, because there's like a whole marketing department and stuff like that. Including Question Mark Entertainment, who also does, marketing, but a different kind of marketing, But the marketing department got it, when that was in L.A., to the L.A. party for this movie, Farewell. So thank you, Harrison. Cheers, darling. Perhaps we'll be able to sip and toast together one day. Thank you, Reba. I watch your show on Fridays. And Keith McGuire, if it's the Spider-Man one, wow, after looking at you long enough, you are cute. The Spider-Man one. Yeah, the Toby. So for Question Mark, what they're doing, and Question Mark's in charge of all my Dons and Divas and stuff like that. Next Tuesday at Spy Nightclub, we're having a big champagne pour toast party, and you're invited. Consider this your invitation. Spy Nightclub on Tuesday the 21st. It's located on 19th Street between 5th and 6th. JC Jace is doing the music. Fame Fortune's going to be on the MIC. There's going to be hors d'oeuvres by Shawnee Caterer. The dress code is sexy and chic, and the doors open up approximately 9:30. And then the tasting pours begin at 10 p.m. They go like from 10 to 11, just a whole bunch of pouring. And then... It's a preview, so I'm inviting you to join me to preview the Beverage Tasting Institute's highest rated champagne, the newest. If you don't believe me, come have a taste. I'm so proud of this venture, George Vaselli Champagne. I'll see you on Tuesday at Spy Nightclub. All right, great. That's the 21st. Tonight, don't forget, it's the Laugh Factory. We need to continue with this break, though. And we'll be back with more of the Wendy Williams Experience right here. We're here until 7, 107.5 WBLS.
Hey, what's up? This is A-Marie, and how you doing?
World, I need you to come in here right now, World, come in here. Okay, good. Now that you're here, World, we must talk about you. Everybody, World, stay right where you are. Are you still there?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You really do need to learn to say more, World. This just in. From the law firm of Runick and Barrett. Dear Ms. Williams, I am one of 2 attorneys who have been appointed by the federal courts in Brooklyn to represent Damian World Hardy, the former boyfriend of Little Kim. Mr. Hardy, a.k.a. World, everybody, has been indicted for murders allegedly committed in retaliation for the murder of his brother, Myron, and drug trafficking as a part of a Brooklyn-based crew called, by the indictment, the Cash Money Brothers. There is a serious chance the federal prosecutors will seek the death penalty for our client. World, hold on. In the course of representing Mr. Hardy, that's World, everybody, we've come to suspect that he suffers from a mental disorder. World? We are aware of a lengthy on-air interview you conducted with Mr. Hardy a couple of years ago, during which he made numerous bizarre statements. We are wondering if you have a tape of that interview, which you could make available to us. The status of the case is that the decision whether to seek the death penalty or not has yet been made. If we can convince the prosecutors that Mr. Hardy, a.k.a. World, is mentally ill, however, and was showing symptoms of mental illness before his arrest, we think there's a strong likelihood that the feds will at least back away from seeking the death penalty.
Wow.
You are one of the many people we are counting on in an effort to build a case against the death penalty as to Damian World Hardy.
Wow.
Well, certainly, listen, if there is a chance, I don't know the details of what the who's in. Hey, Hollywood, we don't normally do this. Zhuzh up World and send it over to this address.
I don't know where that CD is.
I have a copy at my house. Don't even try it. Come on, World has given us countless entertainment. There he is.
Wow.
Is it to get him off?
He might do life in prison, but he's not going to get the death penalty. They're trying to prove mental illness. Did he seem crazy when we were interviewing? Debatable.
Yeah, that's debatable.
Personally speaking, I thought that, it was a very entertaining and informative interview. Oh, let's send this over to the attorney's office. I mean, the death penalty.
Wow.
World, please. Please stop. World, this is not the time. Here's a picture of Marlon Wayans with his new wife, Angela. We're brothers. You know who she looks like? She looks like Garcelle Bouvier, except with a twist. Like more teeth, more... She's got like the bone structure. But that's good, Marlon. Mar, you doing? All right. Oh, I'm passing around the room. Here you go. They say Julia and Danny are sleeping in separate beds. What's that all about? I have no idea. They say after she became a mother with the twins, Hazel and Phineas, back in November of 2004, she cannot stand the snoring of her husband, Danny. They've been married for 3 years. So she's banished him to another bedroom. And now friends are saying that she's making a new decree. The new decree is that Danny has to get her blessing even to lie in bed with her. Oh, you just read the World thing?
Yeah, now I got it.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, can you find it?
I know where it is.
Okay, good. Very, very well. And we can send that out to that law firm.
I misunderstood.
Yes. World is counting on us. Gee, World. Julia's new rule is that Danny needs to get her okay to lay up in her room. They say, you ask, how does Danny feel? Danny makes it out like it's no big deal, but they say you can tell that he's really hurt. Gee, that's how you know there's no cure for snoring, everybody. All the money in Hollywood, Julia Roberts, and you can't even cure something common as snoring. You've got to banish your husband to the next room. Now, there could be a deeper lying problem, like they don't get along anyway, or it could really be snoring. You ever sleep with a snorer? The only way to combat it is to snore yourself. Right? Or talk in your sleep, or something like that. He snores, I talk. It's a perfect marriage. As far as that. Nobody's out noising the other. Mariah Carey, she's on the cover of the new Rolling Stone magazine. Have you guys seen our Mimi? Looking lovely, fabulous, wonderful. Everything's wet but her hair. And she comments on a few different things going on with her, like her curves. She says, look, I can't try to compete with people who weigh 80 pounds soaking wet. When I'm ethnic, I've got a butt and I want to keep it. Yeah, it grows and it shrinks and it grows. That's what it does. And on her husband, Mariah says, things get awkward, or her ex-husband, Tommy Mottola, she says, things get awkward when you're dealing with someone who's obsessed and angry and powerful. Yeah. And then on Stardom, she says, look, I'm the same person that I was before I became famous. I was a little interracial child with a dysfunctional family, and I still am, except I have money now, and that helps. Yeah. Now you can pay to keep everybody away, or pay to bring everybody closer, or pay to have everybody just shut the hell up. I hear that. All right, guys, Advice Hour is coming up next hour. I'll be taking your faxes, your phone calls, and your emails. Come on.
It's Wendy, man.
Presently, my husband just got discharged from the military. But now he's home, and I just want to tell him to get the out.
The Wendy Williams Experience. Everybody needs some.
Should I leave? Like, is that selfish to my son?
Come get some.
Let me tell you, Wendy, it's really a trouble with a dude.
Advice out.
I'm having a problem with my fiance and his family.
I was in a relationship with this girl for like 18 months. She told me the relationship meant nothing.
Always drama.
Call Wendy right now. 1-866-GET-WENDY. Fax Wendy at 866-WENDY-FAX.
Wendy, can you give me advice on plastic surgery?
Alrighty, it's Advice Hour on the Wendy Williams Experience, and I love to start off with Wendy's Medical Minute. Now, according to a chart taken from the National Institute of Health, there is a weight range that is ideal for you and your height. And by the way, they say that the average American woman these days weighs around 140 pounds and is 5'4". And that's according to the National Eating Disorder Association. I don't believe that. I don't believe that the average American woman is any more 5'4", like shorter. I thought it was maybe like 5'6", and then some are taller and some are shorter. Anyway, whatever. Listen, here I'm going to go down the chart. Ladies, I'm going to go down the chart for us, okay? We'll start small. If you're 4'11", you should weigh between 94 and 119 pounds. If you're 5 feet tall, they say you should weigh between 97 and 123 pounds. If you're 5'1", they say 120 to 127 pounds. Now, mind you, I'm getting this from the National Institute of Health. If you're 5'2", they say weigh between 104 and 131. I like this chart because it's a big window. 5'3", you should weigh no more than between 107 and 135 pounds. 5'4", you should weigh between 110 pounds, ladies, and 140 pounds. 5'5", you should weigh between 114 pounds and 144 pounds. At 5'6", ladies, they say you should weigh between 118 pounds and 148 pounds. 5'7", they're looking at you weighing between 121 pounds and 153 pounds. If you're 5'8", they're looking at you weighing between 125 pounds and 158 pounds. If you're 5'9", you should weigh between 128 pounds and 162 pounds. At 5'10", they want you to weigh between 132 pounds and 167 pounds. That's what they say your ideal weight is. If you're 5'11", like me, we're supposed to weigh, ideally, between 136 and 172 pounds. I'm happy to say that I actually fit in that realm. Okay, first of all, thanks to LA Weight Loss the first time around. But I'm not going out of this realm. I like that. And finally, ladies, if you were 6 feet tall, you should weigh between 140 and 177 pounds. Wow. And that is Wendy's Medical Minute. Okay. Now it's time for Advice Hour. We need to get to the telephone. Tracy's on line number 5, and she wants to... What do you want to talk about?
I want the number 2, the hip-hop musician.
Oh, I don't have it.
Is this Wendy?
Yeah, it is.
Is it possible you could air it?
Yeah, I mean, if I got it, I've shouted out to hip-hop many times, and... I never get a response from him. And you are one of many people who've asked me She's asking about this magician that I've used before for my son's birthday party, but also he's great for adult stuff too. He's just incredible and amazing, and he's performed also at my Laugh Factory on Wednesday. Oh, and it's Wednesday. I'll see you guys at the Laugh Factory. But I don't know. I have no idea. I would say an easy website like hiphopmagician.com.
Mm-hmm.
And if by chance that works, you'll know it's him. He's from the Bronx, and he brings all the characters and stuff to a party. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. If he happens to call today, I'll air it, sure.
Thanks, Wendy.
You're very welcome.
And I love you.
Thank you, Tracy. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Delilah's on line number 4, and she needs money advice. Oh. Hi, Delilah.
Hi.
How are you? I'm not so proficient in money advice, at least not for other people, but I'll see what I can do. Well, what's going on?
Well, I was calling to get the number for the color purple.
Is this Delilah?
Yes, can you hear me? I'm calling to get the number for the color purple.
Excuse me. Right here in the computer, it says that you're calling because you wanted money advice. Did you want money advice also?
No, Wendy.
Well, Delilah, did you try to pull a trick on the phone screener?
Yeah, but can you give me the number for the color purple first?
Well, now this is what you have to do. You'll have to call in New York, my flagship station, WBLS. You'll call the sales department because as I do my local reads, I throw those papers away because otherwise my desk will look a mess. I apologize.
You're lying, Wendy. You're lying.
I am not. Delilah, what would I gain by lying to you about this?
Wow.
Yeah, whatever. Okay.
How rude.
Well, I mean, whatever. It's advice hour. She's calling about a color purple. And line number 7 is Stephanie from Minnesota, and she's got baby daddy questions. Hi, Stephanie.
Hi. Yes, my baby's daddy, she's 1, and his other kid is 8. But he always keeps his other kid overnight, but won't keep my daughter because she said she's too little. So what do you think I should do about that? But only time he will keep her overnight if I stay too.
Yeah. Well, I'll be honest with you. I know many men, married, babies' fathers, and otherwise. Mm-hmm. And I'm talking about babies' fathers who have good relationship with the babies' mothers.
Yeah.
Who feel that like a child is too fragile until a certain age. So, you know what? I hear the beef in your voice, but I can tell you from experience, personally and with other friends, guys are really scared of doing things. A lot of guys, like dropping the baby, twisting the leg out of the socket when they change, having the baby roll off the bed, or suffocate in the crib or whatever. This is not uncommon to hear. So I hear you sound angry.
Yeah,
but well, an 8-year-old can snap their own pants and pull up their own thing, and and go to the bathroom. An 8-year-old can scream when they're upset, or an 8-year-old is much more workable for a man or even a woman than a 1-year-old is. So I understand what he's saying.
So you think it's like okay right now for him not to keep her overnight?
Well, it's not necessarily okay, but it is a very, very common thing with men.
Okay.
Yeah.
It just irritates me, though.
Yeah. Well, I know it irritates you because you're jealous of the other baby's mother and that she gets breaks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
well, I get breaks, but only from my mom and my sister.
Well, exactly.
But I think it's more important for him to keep her than them.
You would think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Okay, thank you, Wendy.
Take care. Bye-bye. Bye. He might have the butterfingers, doesn't want to drop the baby. Annie is 52, and Annie is on line number 2, and Annie has relationship woes. Annie?
Hello?
Annie, hi.
Wendy?
Yes?
Oh, my God. I've been trying to get through the line for a year.
Well, hello, Annie. Here we are.
How are you today?
Good. You have a very youthful swagger to your voice. You certainly don't sound 52.
Oh, yeah. I don't feel 52, Wendy. I have a lot of energy, and I keep myself healthy. I eat properly. I won't take up your time. I'll get right to the point.
Okay.
I was dating a gentleman for about a year, and I just broke things off with him about 3 weeks ago. And the reason for my breaking things off with him was because I was giving 200% to the relationship, and he was giving 25%. And I spoke to him about it several times, and it just is it's as if it went in one ear and out the other. So now he's phoning me and asking me to give him another chance. And my motto has always been, no one changes. No one changes, especially when you're my age.
Yeah.
You don't change.
Right.
What is your feeling about that?
I feel as though the older a person gets, the less likely they are to change the very essence of who they are. And I agree with you on that one. However, at 52, what are you looking for out of a relationship with him or any man? I mean, do you want to get married again, or do you just want to have, suitors?
Of course, I was married, and I dated my husband for 10 years. We were married for 12, and my husband died of breast cancer. So I had a wonderful marriage, and of course, I don't want to die old and without anyone.
Yeah.
I'd love to get married again, and however, I'm not going to just settle.
Right. Well,
I'd like to have someone that's going to contribute as much to the relationship or nearly as much as I do.
Well, then in that case, move on. Keep it moving, because he's not going to change. He perhaps just misses your companionship, but he's not going to change, like you said. And your goal is to get married, so you don't have any time to waste with non-marital material.
I agree.
Okay.
And thank you so very much for that advice.
Oh, you're welcome, Annie.
And I wanted to tell you one other thing, Wendy. I work for Wyndham, and I'm going to your party in Puerto Rico.
Oh.
And because I jumped on it right away when you first started announcing it, I got a round-trip ticket through Continental for $230.
Wow.
And because I work at Wyndham, Wyndham owns the El Conquistador, I get an employee rate $59 per night.
Wow.
How's that for a bargain?
It's good to be an insider. Hey, listen, I love when I can get a chance to talk to, more mature women of a certain age. You're 52 years old. Is there a jewel of wisdom, a pearl that you can leave for me and, some of the other younger women listening?
As far as?
Womanhood. What's it like to be 52?
I have, you should always treat people as you want to be treated.
Yeah.
And I have come a long, long way with being that way.
Yes.
And I always have given someone the benefit of the doubt. But if that time you set your limit for what you're going to allow someone for whatever you want from them, and don't extend that limit, because if it doesn't happen within the time that you want it to happen, then it's not going to happen.
And let me just ask you one thing regarding kissing. At 52, does your age group, do you guys still kiss deeply? The tongue.
Oh, absolutely. If the guy is passionate, and I'm very romantic and a passionate person, absolutely, you should give all that you have to give to your partner. And just never hold back. I mean, you be a lady in public.
Yes.
Because I don't believe in being raunchy out in the street.
Right.
But in bed, you be as raunchy as you want.
Yeah, real slut. Wow. All right. Thank you very, very much, Annie. I enjoyed our conversation.
It has been my pleasure.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Listen, before we go to the break, everybody, tomorrow, our scientist friend, you haven't met him yet, but his name is David Vidal. And Vitelli. And David Vitelli is a scientist who has created an at-home protein test to catch cheaters. Now, what I need from you, and obviously this doesn't apply to people who have to jump on planes and drive a far distance, unless it's that important to you. I need 5 volunteers to come into the show tomorrow during the Hour of Truth. David is going to be here. He's going to have his at-home test. And what I need you to bring as a volunteer, I need you to bring something with what you might think is funky spunk from your partner's could be jump-off lover. We're going to catch these bastards tomorrow. You see what I'm saying? And David's going to be here commandeering the test. And it's going to be very interesting. But you need to make reservations with me. So this is the way you do it, because you can't just show up at the radio station. If you would like to do it, look, grab those Valentine's drawers. If she by any chance disappeared from the house last night, you might want to know what the hell she was up to. Grab those drawers. Bring them on in here. Grab that rag in the back of the car that might have been used to wipe up a backseat slob knob. grab that tissue that you think it was the other woman's funky spunk on it. You've had it for 10 months. We can still test it. Grab it. Email me, Wendy, at thewendywilliamsexperience.com. Please also include your telephone number where I can call you back. I'll call you myself to let you know I got your reservation for tomorrow. I'll give you the address to the radio station and whatnot. You come up here during the hour of truth. During the hour of truth, David will usher the test in. We will give you the results. The results take 5 minutes. And then it's on like that in your house when you get home. Okay? Are you with me? It's the scientist who created the at-home protein test to catch that cheating. Yeah. So let's do this. He's coming tomorrow. I need your emails like right away, like now, so I can call you before the end of today's show to let you know that you're on our guest list for tomorrow for the Hour of Truth. But you've got to bring a piece of clothing, a scrape of something, a handbag. The leather still has the splash. You wondered what that is. She said she had a cold and sneezed. You think otherwise. Bring it in. Bring it in. We'll swab the drip and tell you what it is. Okay? And we'll tell you whether it was yours or not. Wendy at thewendywilliamsexperience.com. Doesn't that sound deliciously explosive? Of course. That's all going down tomorrow on the show. In the meantime, coming up on the show, we still have more advice to go. Your faxes at 866-WENDY-FAX. Your phone calls are always welcome, 866-GET-WENDY. And I wanted to speak with you specifically in our next break. I bought some information regarding romance at work, romance on the job. I think you'll be interested. Maybe you won't. Stick around and find out. It's Wendy on the radio. Thanks, everybody.
It's Wendy, man.
Secret society, what is that? What is a secret society, world?
Rappers, they know how to get. They got to be sworn to secrecy by homosexuality.
The Wendy Williams Experience.
107.5 WBLS presents the WBLS Diet Pepsi Getaway and Play Trip a Day.
Get aboard JetBlue Airways and be our guest.
March 30th through April 2nd at the luxurious 5-star El Conquistador Resort and Country Club in Puerto Rico.
Lose yourself in the vibrant beauty of this grand hotel.
Perched on a 300-foot cliff overlooking the Atlantic and Caribbean Oceans. Relax and be pampered at the Golden Door Spa, El Con's tranquil path to inner and outer peace. Oh, hell, let's get to the point. We're gonna party! We're gonna have fun! I got DJ Quad coming from Jersey and JC Jace coming from Brooklyn and SNS coming from Uptown. We're leaving nothing to chance. Keisha Coles is gonna be entertaining us, and I need you to be at my private island party. It's Palomino Island. Come on, let's go to Puerto Rico. And hey, the party is sponsored by Bally's, so get your Bally's Total Fitness on. Oh, and don't miss Steve Harvey's Celebrity Golf Classic.
Listen to the Steve Harvey Morning Show each weekday morning at 7:15 a.m. He'll let you know when to call in to win. Be the correct caller and pack your bags for the WBLS Getaway and Play Trip a Day to the El Conquistador Resort in Puerto Rico.
For more info, log on to WBLS.com.
It's the WBLS Trip a Day Getaway!
Courtesy of Diet Pepsi. Light, crisp, refreshing.
And the station giving you fun in the sun.
107.5.
How you doing?
WBLS.
WBLS and the New York City Department of Health encourage you to quit smoking. Call 311 for more information.
Yes, everybody. 27 minutes after 3 o'clock in the glorious big city. Another beautiful day. The snow is melting slowly but surely. Just watch those icicles, because that could spell curtains for you. Nice icicle through the sunroof. You know what I mean? Yeah. Hey, let's talk about Dr. Stuart Mogul, shall we? His practice is located on 15 West 72nd Street. He's been in practice for 22 years, and he's a board-certified foot surgeon. He also happens to be my doctor. When I was looking for somebody to take care of not one, but both bunions, one on each foot, I went and I interviewed 6 different surgeons, foot doctors, and what I found, Dr. Mogul, bar none, I went with him. He was the best for a number of reasons. But the point is that I used him. My bunions were done spring of 2004, and I have never complained, never looked back. I was so happy to find out that he was becoming a part of the WBLS advertising family. And, you know, it went without say that I want to brag on Dr. Mogul, because this is my dude. Wonderful. If you are looking to correct your bunions, your corns, any type of corrective foot surgery, that's what he limits his practice to, which means he does one thing corrective foot surgery, and he does it the best. Hammer toes, crooked toes. What is it that you need? Go to Dr. Mogul. He can assist you, help you, guide you, and bring you right through. He's been on The View. He's been written up with glowing articles in New York Magazine, in Vogue, New York Times, Good Housekeeping. He is a leader in foot surgery. He's been doing it for 22 years. He's got a very well-appointed office, 15 West 72nd Street. I'll give you his website. I'll give you his telephone number. And it's safe to say, when you speak to Dr. Mogul, that Wendy Williams sent you. It's safe to say that. His website is footnewyork.com. footnewyork.com. And his telephone number, are you ready? 212-769-0066. He is the attending surgeon at Lenox Hill Hospital, Manhattan Eye, Ear, and Throat Hospital, and the Fifth Avenue Surgical Center. They don't just let any bums, go up in and out of any of these places. It's all about Dr. Mogul, the leader in foot surgery for 22 years. 212-769-0066. Thank you.
Wendy Williams!
Microphone check, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Wendy Williams, experience.
Hey, everybody. I got the telephone number for Hip Hop the Magician. He said his website is down, but he actually called behind the scenes. So I know that there are a lot of people who, like him, wanted to use him in the New York metro area. It's 212-613-MAGIC. It's easy to remember. 212-613-MAGIC. So, there's more to the Busta Rhymes story. I mean, we talked about it earlier. I talked to you about how allegedly the cops were stepping over the body, trying to get to some evidence and some witnesses and whatnot. Just left Israel there, allegedly. I also told you that Busta Rhymes video shoot was an MTV making of the video. All the film was confiscated, so, the cops are using that. And I also told you that it's come to my attention that this is now a federal case. So, in the meantime, the rumors are circulating that since Busta, has, decided to go with the no snitching code, the authorities might try to put him, according to the Panache report, in a little Kim situation and threaten him with perjury and jail time unless he talks. Wow. Yeah, world. Well, you're in your own pickle. We talked about you and the death sentence last hour. By the way, as fast as they needed it, world, I sent that off to the attorney's office. So now Busta's walking around wearing bulletproof vests 24 hours, 7 days a week. He's flanked by no less than 4 to 6 bodyguards each time he makes a move. Witnesses at the scene say that there was a beef between the 50 camp and Busta's camp, which Busta's camp is connected to Rough Rider because Swiss Beats that. It's a whole thing, but according to the Panache report, there's a beef between 50's camp and Busta's camp. And Tony Yayo was present on the video set, and he is currently on parole. And there's speculation still that Tony Yayo, who is a 2-time felon, if convicted of another crime, it would be his 3rd strike. So Yayo would go 25 to life. Yeah. Now, as you know, G Unit always travels, heavily protected, including every cop known to mankind, and armored vehicles and bulletproof vests. And there's an unwritten thing that beefing with G Unit gets you blacklisted, according to Panache writing that. They've become very rich, very powerful. They, Mace, Mobb Deep, MOP, all like that. They give their artists $2 to $3 million advances. So, and by the way, the rumors still persist that Remy Ma, as you all would call her, Remy Martin, might sign with G Unit. I don't know. Remy, I listened to your CD. It's not a bad piece of work you have there for your first CD. I can't believe that was 6 years in the making. That is not a bad piece of work at all, Remy. Unfortunately, I'm still trying to wonder whether anybody cares. Like, Man, I just wish that if her camp was stronger, if Fat Joe actually supported her CD, perhaps that would be a tree that fell in the woods and people would actually hear it. But with the lack of support, that's a perfectly good product. And it might go to deaf ears. Yeah, well. In the meantime, I don't believe a word of Tyler Perry and Tyra Banks, other than anything more than perhaps a Star Jones scenario. I don't think that Tyra is yet, ready to settle. I think that she wants a full-blown relationship, not just, somebody who can give her a nice prenuptial and a baby. I think she wants the full va-va-va-boom. And I love Tyler Perry, but Tyler, you know what I know, honey. All right. Quasi Rabbit. Thank you so much for emailing, Quasi. Quasi says, Dear Fabiola Wellington Carrington Huntersworth. You're very funny. Fabiola Carrington was my name when I entered the hospital to have our son. Fabiola Carrington. Isn't that the most fabulous name? Mm-hmm. Two things, Wendy. My heart broke when you said that you stopped drinking brown juice. Really, Wendy, you're my weekend drinking buddy in my head. And I've had it with you declaring that Kanye West isn't gay. What's the problem? Trust me, we children know. I know confident straight, i.e. Puffy, versus cocky DL. Well, you sadly are mistaken, Quasi Wabbit. What do you call that? Confidently straight? Yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah, I can't. The brown juice tears up your liver. And I haven't been drinking brown juice long enough to have any effects. I just, I started to drink that when I got tired of drinking the fruity drinks with all those calories, the apple martinis and stuff like that. And I love champagne. And so, the idea of having my own champagne now and everything, that's all I drink. I drink Vaselli. I drink Giorgio Vaselli. I drink the black label. I drink the gold label. I drink the platinum label. And I drink the rosé. With 4 different flavors. How can I get sick of my own champagne? I'm going to have to educate you guys about champagne one day. There are a lot of people who absolutely love champagne. I have learned so much with regard to champagne since, it took about, this deal's been like 2 years in the making. The paperwork was done like 2 years ago, but then it took time for everything to come to fruition regarding the bottles and what we wanted the labels to look like. And all, just nothing great happens overnight. And in this 2 years, I have learned so much about champagne. I have to share that with you one day during Advice Hour. In the meantime, let's talk about Lance and Cheryl and their breakup, okay? Because I got the timeline, thanks to Us Magazine. October of 2003. They meet at a children's charity event and began blackberrying each other. Now, mind you, in 2003, Lance was very married to his wife, Kristen. See, this is even refreshing me. Thank you for this, Us Magazine. And he very much was the father of young Luke, who's now 6, and Grace, who's now 4. And his cancer was in remission at that point, or gone. Then, okay, so they meet each other at this children's charity event. He's married October 2003. They start blackberrying each other. By July of 2004, Cheryl is on his arm as he nabs the 6th Tour de France. She took a year off from her touring to help him, out with the race. In February of 2005, he escorted her to the Grammys. And in July of 2005, she celebrated his 7th Tour de France victory. In September of 2005, he popped the question, and she releases the quote, I'm in the happiest stage of my life, and now they're broken up. Yeah, how you get him is how you keep him. I had to be refreshed that he was married when you met him, Cheryl. Essence Music Festival. Who's going this year? Shout out to everybody in New Orleans. Shout out to the whole state of Louisiana. LL Cool J, Mary J. Blige, Tony Braxton, Cedric the Entertainer will be on hand this year. It's set for July 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. It's going to be held in Houston this year, though, not in New Orleans. at the Reliant Park instead of the usual, New Orleans. It's also going to feature this year the usuals: Earth, Wind and Fire, Frankie Beverly and Maze, Monique. Essence Music Festival. Just wanted to share. Fred Durst. How long has it been since we've talked about him? Right? I'll take phone calls, by the way, Widley. Thanks. Fred Durst, who's now 35, has left his fiancée of 1 month. And I had no idea he was engaged. That's how low he is on the radar. So then who cares about talking about it? Why did he leave? Well, she actually left him because she was sick of the way he treated her. I don't know what this woman does for a living, but she walked out on a lot of money. He must be a real mensch. Or she probably has her own money. Sisters be doing it for ourselves. She got sick of being treated that way. She'd already moved out and sold her engagement ring prior to actually dumping him. So I guess she snuck out and sold the ring and then left a Dear John note or something.
Ow.
Oh, Widley, I'm sorry.
Simone on 7, Dominique on 2.
All right, I'll talk to Simone on 7. Hiya, Simone.
Hello.
How you doing? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
I'm calling because I wanted some advice about this relationship that I'm in.
Okay.
I've been with my girlfriend now for 2 years. I want to say a year ago, she decides to buy a home for us in Montclair.
Okay.
She pays my tuition for school. I mean, I also have a job, so I contribute in the home also.
Right. Is she older than you?
Yeah, she is 33. I'm 26.
So she kind of financially takes care of you?
Not really, because I contribute too because I work.
Okay.
But of course, she makes more money than I do.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
I'm a nursing student, so
Gotcha.
I don't really. But anyway,
Okay.
When I met her, she had a very bad temper problem.
Okay.
And I tried leaving her many times before, but she would always say, let's talk, let's work it out. She would start going to counseling, and it wouldn't last. And, then the explosions will come back again. And I'm just up to the point where I want out of this relationship. The only thing is, right now she's going through some financial problems herself. And we have a joint account. And I knew that in order for me to leave, I needed to have my own money. So my dad told me he was going to give me $10,000, which I promised her that I would give to her to help us out with our bills. But she's verbally and physically abusive. And I want to know if it'd be wrong for me to take the money and I just want to be by myself.
No, it would not be wrong.
Because the relationship is it takes a toll on my studies. I'm supposed to make certain grades in this program.
Is this what you would call your life partner? Are you guys married? So this is like your husband?
We're not married, but we made
a commitment.
Right.
Do you have children together?
No, we don't.
I say take your father's money and don't share it with her and leave. Let her hold on to. How much money is in the account that you're entitled to?
She's told me that if I've ever taken any money out and left her, that she would make my life miserable. So I don't want any of it.
Well, how much is there for you to not want any of?
$20,000.
You're out of your mind. I'd hire an attorney and I'd crucify her. You F with me and I'll make your life.
She will crucify me.
No, well, you know what? Where's your dad get $10,000? Is your father somebody who can perhaps help you? One of his buddies is an attorney or something like that?
No.
What does your father say about you backing off of $20,000?
You don't understand. She would make my life miserable. She'd probably make me lose my job first. Then she'd probably come up to my school and make my life miserable there.
And you don't think she's going to do that if you move out and vacate the relationship?
Not if she doesn't know where I am. I just want to go away and just concentrate on me.
Great. So go away with your half of the $20,000 as well. and then keep your father's $10,000 because you might need that to help you double each, and explain to your dad that you need your 10 from the $20,000 shared account plus his 10 to help secure your new life. Now, you're going to be going away, but you're going to still be enrolled in the same school.
Yeah.
This is going to be very difficult.
I know. I have one more year to finish, but
I wouldn't stay with her for another year.
I can't. She's like...
Well, what does she know about you that's so terrible? I mean, being a lesbian is not the worst thing in the world. What is so terrible? Does she have naked pictures of you?
No, she doesn't.
Are you on the down low like heroin or something?
No.
Well, what is so terrible? You know, because for me, when people threaten me with stuff, I'm like, come on, bring it. What are you going to say about me that either A, I would not say myself, or B, haven't already said myself? How can she possibly have this much control over your life? Come on. Come on.
I don't know.
Okay.
And then a part of me feel like her family is going to be like, this nook or whatever comes into her life and takes whatever she has.
Look, white people will forever stereotype black people, and black people's forever stereotype white people. And some stereotypes we all live up to. Indian people, Asian people, whatever. Look, don't sweat that. Stop being scared of a woman who has nothing to hold over your head.
Thank you.
Do you still prescription drugs from the nursing center?
No.
All right. Well, then you are fearless. You stand up against this Goliath and you beat her. You get your $10,000 out of that $20,000 account. Ask your dad if it's okay if you keep at least half of that $10,000 that he was going to give you. Get the hell out of the house. And the only thing...
Take the money out of the account?
Take the money and leave the crap in the house is what I'm saying to you. If you got to leave anything, leave that furniture, some of your clothes, leave with a knapsack full of clothes and $10,000.
I just want my clothes.
You're being petty.
But I will lose my job.
You're being petty. You would leave money, but you want the clothes?
No, I'm just going to leave with my clothes. I don't want anything of hers.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying depending on how fast you have to leave, you might only be able to leave with $10,000
right.
and maybe a couple of outfits. Leave the clothes alone. Get that money. And remember, if you take out, get that money and be fearless. Be fearless. Fearless. Does the community know she's gay?
Yes.
Oh, well, then you have nothing to hold over her. Is she a prescription drug abuser?
No, she's not.
Cocaine user?
No.
Needle sticker?
No.
All right, then nobody has nothing to hold over nobody's head. So you can threaten her as hard as she can threaten you.
Right.
All right. Good luck.
Thank you.
And how you doing? Bye. All right, you guys, keep it where you got it. We got off track a bit. Well, Advice Hour is always, I guess, on this show. Coming up, we will talk Vivica Fox. Coming up, we will talk more Kanye West. Coming up, we'll talk about Chili and her trouble with the law, too. Keep it here. It's where you need to be. Wendy.
It's Wendy, man. George Bush doesn't care about black people. And George Bush doesn't care about Wendy Williams.
The Wendy Williams Experience. Wow.
Yes. It's the Wendy Williams Experience, 28 minutes after 4 o'clock. And don't forget tonight, it's the Wendy Williams Comedy Experience at the Laugh Factory. I'll see you guys over there. Doors open up at 8 o'clock. I like to do a half hour or an hour of, finger waving and meet and greeting. So usually I get there between 8 and 8:30. Right with you guys. And then the comedy starts at 9 o'clock. And we always have a great time at the Laugh Factory. Shout out in advance to Capone, the gangsta of comedy, who hosts all the comedians that come through. We get 4 comedians per Wednesday night. It's fun. It's about 2 hours of fun. The jokes start at 9 o'clock. You'd be out by 11. You'd be home in no time at all. And be able to wake up the next morning and go to work. And best of all, we get a chance to see and socialize with each other. So I'll see you at the Laugh Factory, 8th Avenue at 42nd Street, New York City tonight. Shout out to Sonifa B. Happy belated Valentine's Day. And Sonifa, thank you so much for sending me the New York Post special page 6 supplement, the New York Post magazine, the gossip magazine. Thank you very much, Sonifa. I do appreciate you listening to the show and participating the way you do. You're the best. It's time to talk about LA weight loss. In talking about LA weight loss, I must let you know that I got, and I love to get you guys emails and faxes if you happen to be on LA weight loss and you want to share a story. Well, Lotta sent me this. Wendy, I joined LA weight loss on January 5th. To date, I've lost 15 pounds. Yes. Now, the issue that I'm having is that I seem to have plateaued already. The last couple of times I went for my weigh-in, I was like, damn, I didn't lose a thing. Did you experience this? If so, what have you done to rectify the problem? Yeah, you know what? I'm going through it right now. I lost 6 pounds. I want to lose 10 pounds. I feel like I'm plateauing, but I've also stepped up my workout from, first of all, when I lost my original 15, I was not working out. Now I work out not once, but I've judged it up to twice a week at Bally. So now with the working out, I realize that my body is craving more calories. With the working out, egads, I couldn't imagine me working out hard enough to add a damn muscle to anything. That's not my intention. But my weight loss coach says, Wendy, you're adding muscle. Go figure. Anyway, I feel like I've plateaued, but I also know that my goal was to just drop the weight, and I gave myself an open date sometime, in March before we leave for Puerto Rico. So I have 4 pounds left to go. And, if I'm replaced, yes, I have. And I'm dealing with my weight loss coach with it. She says her second problem is, Wendy, when you promote LA weight loss, you mention a one-on-one weight loss counselor. Do you mean as in one-on-one, as in the same person each time? If so, I think I'm being screwed around because I see whoever's not busy when I arrive to the weight loss center. Don't like that because they all have different styles of counseling. What should I do about this? Yes, I experienced the same thing, except I did not put up with that. What you do is you develop a relationship, like with me, my girl, Diane. See, I would only go by or call when I knew Diane was working. So I engineered it so that I always had the same weight loss counselor. You can do the same thing. Swoop down on one that you truly love and swoop down on those office hours for that one counselor that you love. Otherwise, all the counselors are great. But thank you so much, Walada, and good luck with the remainder of your weight loss. LA Weight Loss is terrific. Join me and Walada and millions of other people. 1-800-448-TRIM. It's 1-800-448-TRIM, LA Weight Loss. And I talked to you about Puerto Rico because we're going. And I'm going to give you the telephone number to Sheer Travel so that you can book your trip and go too. I got to tell you something. Men, there are more women to men. But of course, men are last-minute planners. Men, what you need to know is that March 17th is the cutoff date of registering to go, to signing up and winning this trip to Puerto Rico. March 17th, that's it. That's it. Are you in or are you out? The parties, the fun, the balmy nights, the heated days, the pools, the comedians, the parties, DJ JC Jace, I got SNS, I got DJ Qua. We're traveling with our own DJs, man. I'm saying though, son, pick up the phone. Let's go. Come to Puerto Rico with us. Oh, I know. You're worried about showing your passport. Don't worry about it. No passport required. Puerto Rico is part of the USA. Wow. Yes, world. Wow. Well, yes. A lot of people think, it's a passport thing. Just flash your driver's license. And perhaps you have a birth certificate. If you don't, hey, look. Flash them your driver's license in the finger. See where that'll get you. Sheer Travel, 888-212-4534. Come on, let's go to Puerto Rico. 888-212-4534. Come on, 888-212-4534. Don't forget, Tuesday night, the place to be is Spy Nightclub. Yeah. I'm doing a preview tasting of my George Vasselli champagne, which I'm really looking forward to. Can you turn this music down a little bit? Or change the music? I'm not talking about Puerto Rico anymore. I'm sorry. Okay. I like to stick with, if I have theme music for particular things, then I go with that. There's the Puerto Rican music, which is the same music as the Dominican music, which is the same music as the Mexican music. It's just, it's only one stupid song. Okay, so the champagne tasting on Tuesday at Spy Nightclub on 19th Street between 5th and 6th. You want to come? Okay, well, we are doing sample tastings between 10 p.m. and 11 p.m. They're hors d'oeuvres provided by caterer to the show, Shawnee. The dress code is sexy and chic. You know how we do. And you could get a chance to preview my George Vasselli champagne. the highest rated new champagne on the market. That's according to the Beverage Tasting Institute of America, and I lie to you not. I know it's weird. I know it's crazy. Seems weird to me every time I think about it, too. How does a splaboo from New Jersey, connect with the champagne czars over in France? I don't know. It's a long story. Shout out to the Question Mark Entertainment. Always bringing it home. Yeah. All right, we need to continue with the break, and we'll continue with the Hour of Truth on the other side. Thanks. 107.5 WBI.
Afternoons at 2. It's the queen of all media, Wendy Williams.
There's no accounting for women's taste in thugs. I mean, I myself thought that I was going to outgrow that whole thing. I thought it was just a passing phase. I remember, growing up and stuff and always loving them boys, Long Branch. I tried to, date to bring home something that, I thought I was supposed to. That didn't work out. Then I ended up meeting this boy from Brownsville. And 7 years later, we're still married. And it is what it is.
Well, you're lucky.
Well, I don't know. Now I have to spend my life being called yo. You know what I'm saying? Yo. You know what I mean?
Miss a day, miss a lot. Ladies and gentlemen, the Wendy Williams Experience. 107.5 WBLS.
Hey, everybody. All right, so have you heard the latest with Dick Cheney and the shooting? That sounds crazy to say, doesn't it? Well, check this out. The word is that the reason that it took an hour for, them to meaning, Cheney and those people, to finally let the authorities know what happened. 24 hours for us to find out. But over an hour for anybody to be notified. The word is that there was a woman on that hunting trip named Pamela Welford. You heard this? And she might be the Cheney jump-off. And they were trying to get her out of the picture before calling anybody into play to help out. And Lynn Cheney knows who this woman is, Pamela Welford. She's an ambassador to Switzerland. And Lynn Cheney, his wife, does not like her or their relationship. Thank you, Jerry. Eric Benet and Vivica Fox, do you believe that? He's a very charming man. I guess depending on the right woman, maybe he wouldn't be a serial cheat. I have no idea. Do I believe it? It's not hard for me to believe. I'm not going to say no, but that's the word. She's 41. He's 39. They hooked up at the Trump Awards in Atlanta, and they were spied getting cozy in the corner and kissing before heading back to their seats. So we'll be watching that one. In the meantime, Eric is reportedly also dating other people, so maybe Vivica is also dating others. T-Boz from TLC is reportedly dating a player from the Buffalo Bills. Do you know Tico Spikes? Everybody's getting their date on. And Chili just can't seem to get a break. I don't know who she's dating at this particular time, but there are reports that she was pulled over by the cops for driving without her headlights on in Atlanta. The cops say that they noticed that Chili was also in possession of narcotics during the stop. She was arrested and later released, according to my report, on $10,000 bail. And it's currently unknown what type of drugs she possessed and what she's being charged with. But if you know the history of Chili and her baby's father, what is Tron's father's name? Dallas Austin. Then it could be anybody's guess what the hell was in that car. Yeah. No headlights on. Wow. Headlight special all through the night. Yeah, well, I'll follow that story for you. Mos Def was, he was spending Valentine's Day different than we thought he would. They say he spent Valentine's Day yesterday in a court hearing over child support payments for his 2 daughters. This is Mos Def. This is Dante Smith we're talking about. He filed for divorce from his wife, Marie Smith. He was initially ordered to pay $10,000 a month in child support for the couple's 2 daughters, ages 7 and 8. The order went into effect on January 1st, but so far, both his payments have been short $2,000. No, he's not piecemealing together the child support payments. It's the best I can do under the circumstances, Stephen Goldfarb, who happens to be Mos Def's lawyer, says. He has several children. He's always provided for them. Always is not good enough. Then he shouldn't have been having more kids than he can provide for. I mean, and I know it happens. It happens to all of us. It can happen to anybody, I guess. I mean, crap, I guess. Mos Def has 3 children. And he also argued that his payments be reduced because his ex-wife has failed to deliver on her promise to homeschool the children. I mean, hell, homeschooling is hard, Mos Def. Perhaps she realized that she wasn't as proficient and as patient as need be. And unfortunately, or fortunately, because you're their father, and you're a friend to the show, Mos Def, but I'm a little bit screaming right now. I would furrow my brow, but the Botox, I am smooth as a baby's bottom. Unfortunately, because they're Mos Def's kids, perhaps they can't go to public school, so now they have to go to private school. So now you're going no tuition versus paying a little tuition, Mos Def. Send the other $2,000 and stay out of the courts regarding your kids. It's not a good look. You're supposed to be one of those earthy positive brothers. The judge asked Mos Def's lawyer why Mos Def hadn't complied with the original order, and Mos Def interjected, interrupting everything, and says, "I'm the only person who's providing for my children." He lost it right there in court on Valentine's Day. And the judge says, "Please tell your client not to talk anymore." That's what the judge said before recommending that he file an amendment with the specific grounds for the divorce. Mos Def, not a good look. I don't like that. Oh boy, Felicia's on line number 7. She wants to complain. She's 38, calling from Dallas. She's complaining about a show that she poaches from. We're not on in Dallas. She listens on the internet. You poaching? Felicia. She's not there.
Hello?
Felicia.
Hi, how are you doing?
You're poaching from the internet and complaining at the same time.
No, I'm not complaining.
Oh.
I wanted to tell you I saw you on Donnie Deutsch's show last night, and I thought you were beautiful. Your picture on the internet does not do you justice. So I've been listening to you on the internet for 2 years, and I think you're beautiful. I wish they would have given you enough time to respond to a little bit more answers. They didn't give you enough airtime. So
that's the story of my life. Shout out to VH1.
Oh. So I just wanted to tell you that, I think you're so beautiful.
Thank you.
I don't know if it's the one that you promote, LA weight loss, but you look beautiful.
Well,
keep up the good work.
Thank you very much, Felicia.
And I do listen to you here in Dallas on one of the local radio shows.
Yeah, you listen on Power or you're on the 104, right? With
correct,
Skip
but
Cheatham.
they don't give you enough airtime on there either. So I had to get you on the internet because I think you're great.
You know what? I'm glad that you listen. You know what? That little gossip vignette that you listen to, which is about 2.5 minutes, that's one of my side hustles.
It's a second. To me, it's not enough.
It's not long enough.
It's not.
I chat about what's going on with the gossip, and the radio stations that pick that up aren't necessarily the radio stations that pick up the 4-hour show, and it's a whole thing. But Felicia, I'm glad that you listen online.
Well, and the ladies that they do have on there in the morning time, I wish they would put you in place of her, Flo, because honey, she's outdated and needs to go sit down.
Oh, yeah.
But
yeah, I like Flo Anthony,
I just think
yeah.
you are so great. I listen to you every day at this time from 1 till 6 here.
Oh, yeah.
But I just think you get great, and that's what I wanted to tell you.
Oh, thank you very much, Felicia.
All right, lady, have a good one.
Take care, you too.
Bye-bye.
All right, you guys, we're going to go into the break. When we come back, boy, Most Steph, really, boy, we're going to talk about Sandra Bullock. We're going to talk about Kelly Rowlands, and we're going to talk about Brandy, too. Keep it where you got it, and I'll take your phone calls as well. 866-GET-WENDY.
Wendy, man.
I'm a 28-year-old female with 4 children. I'm married. I keep receiving phone calls from females who are saying that they're pregnant by my husband.
The Wendy Williams Experience.
Broadcasting live, it's the queen of radio, Wendy. Wendy Williams.
Sorry for the delay. I was in the pink room looking at Miss Jones sinking like a ship on the news. Yo, Jones, you really do need to focus on being who Jones is. I mean, you pull elements from Star. He can do that because he does it. And me, and, you know, you continue to get yourself in these pickles. And, you know, I feel bad for you, woman. They're about to string you up. Again. I was on the news. I was like, oh, there she goes again. They're not playing. Anyway, okay, is there anybody on hold before I get through? Okay, let's take the people off hold. I have no idea what numbers or anything. Hello?
Hello, Wendy.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Listen, I think I want to talk about Tom and Katie. I think it is so whack that she is so young and got this grown man taking over her life, and now she gonna have his baby. And that's messed up if they are getting ready to break up, because then she gonna be stuck.
Yeah, wow.
Like,
stuck is relative. You know, it's not.
She's gonna be young with a baby, and then what's she gonna do?
Oh well, she's not like the rest of us. She will have an army of nannies to make it appear almost like she's a single woman. Whenever she wants to date, drop it like it's hot, have fun. If she wants to get married again, you know, the ones in Hollywood, you know, their kids don't necessarily come out better than ours, and they're not necessarily relegated to coming back worse than ours. But you know, they've got an army of money and an army of you know.
Well, all I know it must be nice to have an army of nannies and money to do all of that.
Yeah,
because she could be dropping it like it's hot too.
Exactly. Well, see, Katie having a baby at 23 is a lot different than, you know, your average girl having a baby at 23.
That's like me having a baby at 23.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Because we stuck, but. Well, I just want to voice my opinion on that. And it seemed like everybody young having babies, like Britney Spears having babies young, like.
Well, a lot of these girls, too, 23 in Hollywood is really more like 30 in real life because these girls have seen so much and life moves so fast.
It's like, hello, can you live your life a little bit? Look, even if you're married and you're young, can you enjoy your marriage? Travel together.
Listen to me. Hollywood is a totally different world. What 27-year-old man do you know that wants to be with a 42-year-old woman with 4 kids in real life?
True.
You see?
So they picked the young, and I think
but I'm talking about Demi and Ashton. So you know, it's a whole nother thing. It's a whole nother world out there. All right, let me go.
I just want to voice my opinion. Thank you, Wendy.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
And I don't need to hear, but Wendy, wait. You know, a 27-year-old man who has the desire to be with a 42-year-old woman. I'm talking about in a relationship, not as a one-night jump off, and she has 4 kids. That's a woman who, she might not be Demi Moore, but she damn sure is making money like Gloria Allred, you know, or Sylvia Rohn or something. The money to keep herself together so her 42 looks like, you know, 32, number one. And all them 4 kids, those kids are where? Over in one of the other wings of the house with who? An army of nannies watching them. So what? So I can have sex with my 27-year-old boy like I'm a 17-year-old girl. That's all. I mean, Hollywood's a whole other world. We can't even compare our lives to that. It's just fun to peer into them and see what all's going on. Listen, it is not too late to be a guest on tomorrow's show during the Hour of Truth. And if you're not going to be a guest, you are still going to be thoroughly entertained by our guest tomorrow, David Vitale. David Vitale is a scientist who created the at-home protein test that will test the protein, even if it's up to a year stale, on a surface, a material, whatever, and tell you whether it's yours or the next man's, whether it's yours, girls, or the next woman's. In other words, he catches cheaters dead in their tracks. And he's got these at-home tests. He's going to tell us all about it tomorrow. We're going to actually activate some of these tests on some of you all. Now, it is not too late if you would like to be a part. I asked for, well, we're trying to get around 5 people. If we get 7 or 8, fine. If we get 2 or 3, that's fine too. We just need a couple, some people to come in tomorrow. We have a few of them. It's not too late for you. If you would love to be a part of this show, you have to live in the New York metro area because, of course, you have to get to 3 Park Avenue within 24 hours.
I get back out.
You could feel free to fax me or email me at Wendy at the WendyWilliamsExperience.com. You need to do that within the next hour and a half, though, or fax me within the next hour and a half, and then include your telephone number so I can call you back, give you the address and time to be here. And tomorrow, and don't make sure you bring your item. And tomorrow we will let you know because this test has results within 5 minutes. So literally, we are conducting tests in the pink room while conversing with David in here. It's going to be a very, very interesting show. Okay, so let me see. Where do we? Janet ordered to cut the flab. We talked about this yesterday. They told Janet allegedly that her CD won't be released until she loses, they said, I think at least 25 pounds or something like that. Yeah. And then in Oprah's new magazine, I see in today's page 6, celebrities are revealing their moment when it suddenly flashed that they understood that the changes in their lives and whatnot. Yeah. Like, that light bulb moment is what you would call it. Do you want to hear some quotes? Okay, good. So Sarah Jessica Parker says, ever since I had a child, shopping doesn't fit into my life. My son isn't young enough to be controlled in the stores and isn't quite old enough to sit quietly and read a book, so I just don't do it. I hear that. And Paris Hilton says, one time, I arrived at a party in a helicopter and I'm quoting, but I'm adding my own dramatic effect. I kind of felt bad because the wind from the propeller blew champagne glasses out of people's hands, but I thought it was really cool. And Missy Elliott, she says, in Saudi Arabia, the women, they wear black dresses and black covers over their face, but they all know Missy. She's crowing about her popularity overseas. I hear that. LaBelle is getting back together. I think I told you this, but the date is coming closer. They're Nona Hendrix, Sarah Dash, Patti LaBelle. They've announced a reunion album and a possible tour to support the project in 2007. Well, I don't know any more about this. I know you all want to know, but you know what? The group has already recorded 2 new songs for Preaching to the Choir, which is due in theaters on April 14th. That's a movie. That's hot. I know so many people would want to see them on tour and support their new project. Oh, alas, I've had fun. Gotta run. I love you for listening today. I feel as though our time is never long enough. I love radio as if it was my first day ever cracking the mic. May this feeling never wear off, and may you good people always be a part of it, because without you, I'm nothing. I love you for listening today. Take care. Bye-bye.
Party people. See you later. I'm saying bye-bye.
Good night.
Program complete.
Well, it's not like I'm not nothing. I am somebody. My father's daughter. My mother's punching bag.
Wendy?
Oh, please.
Fantastic.
Wendy, you are fantastic. I know what you really wanted to say, Ma. Whatever. I am somebody, but career-wise, I'd be nothing. But gee, if you change how your career is going, does that change you as a person?
Sometimes.
I think it would for me. I'd probably be a better mother because I'd have all that time at home. Mama! Yeah. I'd be a better mother. I'd be aggravated, though. Maybe a Prozac mother. But I'd be around. I'd be a better cook because I'd have time on my hands to be able to cook, which would translate, I guess, in some ways into a better wife. When I think where I'm really lacking in the wifedom, it's the cooking. I'm a good cook when I cook. But who has time? Busy working. Hustling, exactly. All right, you guys keep it here. We've got plenty of time to chat because the bonus hour of the Wendy Williams Experience is coming up in 8 minutes and 45 seconds on 107.5 WBLS.
Wendy girl, you better work.
Since you've been listening this far, we're gonna throw in a little bonus hour. You ready?
How long is this bonus hour gonna last? I'm getting addicted.
No, let me tell you, I love this extra hour.
Everything is organic here on the bonus hour.
Yeah, baby. Hey, yo, check this out.
It's Wendy, man.
Here it is.
It's the bonus hour on the Wendy Williams Experience.
107.5 WBLS, New York.
How you doing, work? RuPaul, work. We love you, Truff Hollywood, work. The production. How you doing?
Don't say that.
It was a song.
Yeah, but you always
Oh,
make
please.
them think something's going on.
Welcome, everyone, to the bonus hour of the show. It's our time together. Don't forget, it's a Wednesday. That means the Wendy Williams Comedy Experience at the Laugh Factory tonight. Doors open up at 6. Excuse me. Hello, it's 6 now. Doors open up at 8, and the comedy begins at 9 o'clock, and I'll meet you there. And I sit to the right of the stage on my usual perch. And then I come up and I introduce Capone, the gangsta of comedy, who then takes over and hosts the remainder of the show. Several comedians come on stage. We have a great time. If you've never been, it's one of the longest running things in New York next to Cats and The Lion King. Well, we've been doing it for about a year and a half. So I'll see you tonight. And then tomorrow over at the Laugh Factory, we have the Gong Show auditions for the Wendy Williams Experience Gong Show. We've renamed it, but the working title right now is The Gong Show, so you understand exactly the premise that we're looking for. Remember the show from the 70s. Outrageous talent. 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. tomorrow, the auditions are. And then we're going to make that its own separate night at the Laugh Factory because it requires its own separate attention. So far, we've got really good people participating. But we want a backlog of good talent. Good, strange talent, too. The singers and the rappers are fine, but, we like that strange. You know the show. You know this radio program. You know what we're looking for our Gong Show. Come on now. And I'm Chuck Barris. Hey, don't forget about our read for the Wendy Williams Experience Book Club. This month we're reading Roy Simmons' book, Out of Bounds. Now, as you know, or maybe you don't, maybe you've missed in the newspaper and missed when he interviewed here last month. Roy is the second NFL player to come out and admit that he is homosexual. He is now retired. He is also HIV positive. He had a very reckless sexual life and even more reckless drug life, which ended him up with, quite the addiction. He's clean and sober, and he's very happy today. But the latest drama is that, when you've participated in a Super Bowl, and he did with the Redskins back in the day, you are forever, as long as you live, invited to come back to Super Bowls, sit the best seats, do the press, be a part of all the festivities. Roy was on none of those lists. And I got that call late last week from his manager, Jimmy Hesters, who called me on my cell phone, like, Wendy, we wanted you to be the first to know. And so, I don't know whether they're going to be suing or what, but Roy, what I like to do with the book club is I introduce you to the book that we're reading for the month on the first Friday of every month. And then the last Friday of the month, I like to invite the author in, if need be, to talk about the book. Last month was the first month that we did it because I just introduced the book club in 2006. Tanya Pinkin's book, and she was wonderful. She came in on the show to round it out at the end of the month. Roy will be in at the end of this month because now we're talking to him from a different perspective. You would have read his book, and I'm going to open up the phone lines to you if you want to speak with him, ask him questions about anything you read in the book or, this new NFL thing. We're going to talk about that, the Super Bowl. But Roy Simmons, the book is called Out of Bounds, and that is the February read for the Wendy Williams Experience Book Club. Thank you. People are waiting on the telephone. Let's go to, all right, Jay on line number 2, you hold on. Michelle, line number 1, you hold on. Let's go to Yolanda, I see you, and Tamar, I see you. But let's go to line number 3. It's Vladimir calling from Massachusetts. Vladimir, you slept with your employer.
Oh, Wendy. Well, he's not my employer yet.
Okay.
But here's the situation. I went in for the interview today. As soon as I see the guy, I said, he looks really familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Went through, did the interview with the supervisor, with him and all that. And then I'm leaving. I'm like, he looks really familiar. I don't know what it is.
Wow. One of those slutty evenings.
What's that?
One of those slutty evenings you can't remember.
It was one of those things. It was what it was, Wendy.
Yes.
And it wasn't too much more than that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I get back, and I just go check on something real quick, and absolutely positively is who I thought it was. Now, mind you, it happened I'd say 3 years ago or whatever, but soon after it happened, he was trying to get twisted again, and I was letting it happen. Because it was good. I'll admit it. It was good for him.
Yeah.
For him, not for me. But anyway, so I don't know what to do now because I'm pretty much a shoo-in for the job. Pays really well. It's within the field that I'm working in. But more than likely, he's going to be my supervisor.
Yeah. He's going to be asking you for more sex. Or is he over it?
Well, here's the thing. I haven't heard from him. I think he's tried to contact me maybe 6 months ago, a year ago. I don't remember.
Mm.
I don't know. But I don't know.
Do you have a question, or do you just want it to vent?
What's that?
Do you have a question for me, or you just want it to vent?
I think I need to get it out, one. But two, what do you think? I'm going to get this job. I don't know. I want this job. I could transfer it into another office later on. I don't think it's going to be awkward, but then again, I don't know.
Well, obviously, you're mature enough to walk into this without any awkwardness. The question is he? And you'll only find out if you get the job once you start working there.
Right.
But, when it comes to romance in the workplace, one person at least has got to be mature enough to rise to the occasion, and that sounds like you. So it sounds like you're off to a decent start.
Yeah, no, I don't mess around with that kind of thing. You don't poop where you do whatever.
Yeah.
You just don't do it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we'll see how it goes. Thank you for calling, Vlad.
Thanks so much. Can I give a quick shout out to my white boy?
Go ahead.
Who is straight?
Mm-hmm.
B-boy. He loves you too.
There
he
you
loves
go.
you too.
All right.
Shout out to the white boys.
Well, thank you. Go white boy. Go white boy. Go.
Go white boy. All right, Wendy. How you doing?
Bye, Vlad. And how you doing?
All right.
Yeah, Vlad has actually partially answered today's people poll question. I was talking about romance on the job earlier, and I got 5 pointers off of one website, and then this month's Glamour magazine had a very interesting article regarding romance on the job. One professional woman said she does not go for it. The other professional woman says she does, So the question on the people poll is, have you ever been involved in an office romance? Yes or no? And you can go to thewendywilliamsexperience.com. And then when I give you the results tomorrow, we're going to dwell on this topic just for another day, maybe even 2, because then I want to go further into the office romance. Did it result in marriage? And then I want to break it up the next day. Did it result in a baby? Was your office romance breaking up a marriage, or was it a married person? I want to delve into this because so many people listen and work at the same time, and I know that the workplace is a hotbed of romance, all around the world. Let's go to line number 2. Jay is in Queens, 29. Hi, Jay.
Hello.
How are you? How are you, Jay?
I'm fine.
Good. Now I see.
I'm calling because I would like to know what's going on with Miss Jones.
Well, I just saw something on the news. I mean, you can do the same. They ran a piece on ABC News, so perhaps they'll do it again tonight at 11 o'clock. Thanks, Jay.
I mean, I'm telling you, I was always down with Miss Jones.
All right, well, Jay, this really is not a two-way conversation pertaining to Miss Jones. She and her radio station are in trouble, and you can look on the news. Thank you, Jay.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Yo, Wendy.
Yes, Jay.
I'd like to let you know you're a real friend of my head.
Oh, well, thank you, Jay. Thank you.
All right. Call you next time.
Thank you. Bye-bye. The thing is that I don't want you guys bad-mouthing and all like that. It's not about that. I make my comments, but, that is what it is. That is obvious. My comments are so obvious. I mean, you guys have made them to me. But, thank you, Jay, for calling. Yeah, here's somebody writing in about, it's Lynette. Shot 97 has come under fire again. The reports are on ABC News. They're under fire for the racial comments made against the transit man, she put, Mr. Toussaint, and other elected officials. There is also a request that Ms. Jones be fired or leave because she has been the one making the comments in the past. They just can't stay out of the media in a negative way, of course. That's from Lynette. I don't know. I mean, I'm in the bushes laying low. Over here, okay? Shh, don't act like you even see me. I don't consider us that reckless. Ed Starr does what he does, but he apparently has it in his whopping contract to be able to do so, which, some other people on the radio just don't seem to understand. You cannot do what everyone else does and expect the outcome to be as great. It's good to be Star. It's good to be Steve Harvey. You can't, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. It's not bad to be Wendy. You can't be us. And most of all, you need to have those white men stop whispering in your ear, engineering you to stand on the front line for stupid things that they make up. If you came with your own funny bone, then perhaps you wouldn't have been going over the line like that. And now they're going to push you out on the sidewalk and you're going to be out of a job. There's always a sacrificial lamb. You understand what I'm saying? You've been around long enough. At your job, I'm talking about you, working people. People who have been around their jobs long enough, learn that. Everybody can't do what the next person does. It is what it is. Line 6, Hannah wants to talk about Jay-Z. Hi, hey, Hannah.
Yes?
Aren't you supposed to be listening to the Hot Boys now?
Hot Boys. Oh.
You're in Philly. I see. I know what goes on at my radio station there, Power 99.
Okay. Well, the reason why I wanted to call, I called because right now there's a live chat at the Rockefeller website with Jay-Z.
A last chat?
No, a live chat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he talked briefly about Cameron. Basically, he didn't say that he was going to make a diss record. He just said that
he's going to have everybody else do it.
Probably.
He's going to push Nas out on the sidewalk. He's going to be the sacrificial lamb, to answer for what Jay-Z says and all like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he also says, he mentioned, like he was saying, the Talib, Kweli, Black Thought, and Common, he thinks that are some of the most underrated rappers out there right now. And until Common's latest album, he was very underrated. He did a lot of things in the chat, but there's a lot of stuff on here. It was actually crashed.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just wanted to say that.
We like those people, Talib. We like Most Staff and Common and all like that. Okay. Although Common spent yesterday. Thank you for calling, Hannah.
All right.
Common, everybody. Most Staff yesterday spent the day in court. He's not up to speed with his child support. He owes $10,000 a month. He's only paid $8,000. The new decree was just given to he and his baby's mother January 1st. So, 1 month into it, and he's only paid $8,000 and not the full $10,000. There's some discrepancy. He's complaining. Well, she's already broken the agreement because she's not homeschooling the way she wanted to. But, and then homeschooling costs nothing except for when you go and buy new pencils and the books and things like that. Not nearly as much as if you have to put Most Steph's child in, or children, there's 2 of them, in private school. Because depending on where the mother lives, they can't go to public school. because they're children of a celebrity, you know. Happy Valentine's Day. I said times. Like, what time is it? Get to the toe. Dear Wendy, I just wanted to comment. I saw you on Donnie Deutsch's show last night. Your comments were well received. However, they didn't give you enough airtime. Shout out to VH1. What's up? And that's from Wendy Regisford. Oh, Wendy. She's my wacky pack girl. Thank you, Wendy. Well, I mean, you know, it wasn't a show about me. It was, you know, we were talking about sex and Valentine's Day. I was on the show with Dr. Ray from Dr. 90210's wife. And I was on the show with Mrs. Jason Kidd, Joanna. And I was on the show with Dr. Berman, who is a renowned doctor, been on Oprah and whatnot. And there was a fourth person. I just can't think of who she was. Oh, me. Wendy Williams. I remember there were 4 people in squares. I just couldn't think of the 4. That me. I had fun on the show. Sis, you looked great on Donnie Deutsch last night. Sexy, sexy, sexy. One question. What the hell was that sleeping on the top of your head? Hey. That's from Koofy. It was squirrel, teased with Aquanet, laid to the side over one eye. My son loves that. He always says, Mommy, put your hair over one eye. Put your hair over one eye. He loves that. Barring the hairstyle, thank you. I am who I am. Are you ready for this one, you guys? So the attorney who's representing World of Wow fame.
Wow.
Yes, World. Wow. And you've heard him on Best Ofs here on the show. Remember, he had one and only visit, and he talked about the Masons and the diamond and, you know, the homosexuality in the business and stuff. Well, World, who is the former boyfriend of Little Kim, his attorney sent me this note. Dear Ms. Williams, I'm one of 2 attorneys that have been appointed by the federal courts in Brooklyn to represent Damian World Hardy, the former boyfriend of Little Kim. Mr. Hardy has been indicted for murder, allegedly committed in retaliation for the murder of his brother Myron. And he's been indicted for drug trafficking as a part of the Brooklyn-based crew called the Cash Money Brothers. There are serious chances that the federal prosecutor will seek the death penalty for our client, World. In the course of representing World, Mr. Hardy, we've come to suspect that he suffers from a mental disorder. And I'm going to sum the rest of this letter up in one fell swoop. What they want is they want me to send them a copy of the interview that I did with World to prove that he was mentally disordered even prior to being arrested and thrown in jail for the various things that I listed. Now, the interview that I had with him was before those various things. And if you listen to the full interview, there are some people that might say World sounds crazy, and other people that have clearly told me World is right on point. We love that, you know, Best of show, whatever. So, Trev Hollywood, who's in charge of my production, we don't do this a lot. We don't do this very often at all. But, you know, it's the difference between, I guess, World being in jail for life and getting the death penalty. Quite frankly, I think I'd rather get the death penalty. Yeah, you know what I mean? But they're trying to prove World crazy. And as this letter ends, it says, you are one of the many people we are counting on in an effort to build a case against the death penalty as it relates to Damian World Hardy. Thank you very much for your support.
Wow.
I've sent it over, but I'll tell you one thing right now. I ain't going to court.
Right.
I ain't going to court. I ain't going to trial. You're going to have to deal with 2 crazy people, me and World. Because I will act cuckoo, and Trev Hollywood from production will pull up all the breaks that make me sound crazy. All the cuckoo. Damn coo. Exactly. Cuckoo. You can't prove nothing. I'm crazy.
I'm gay.
That's right. I'm a homo, and I like guys. All right. I ain't going to court. Wendy, how dare you give the young lady who called about her baby's father not watching the baby the lame-ass advice? Too much. It is both parents' responsibility to watch the child. You could have given her better advice than that. He needs to step up and be a real father to the baby. It's not about what is easier for him. What she should do is take him to court and get arrangements set up for him to watch the baby on certain days. Brushing it off as a man thing just doesn't cut it. Well, I mean, it's up to her to pursue it. You know, what I simply told her was that is not unusual. Whether you're a baby's father or the father of a child produced in a one-night stand or married for 20 years in love with your wife, whatever. This is relating back to Advice Hour. The man has a child who's 8, who he spends a lot of time with, and a child from another mother who is 1, who he makes excuses for not spending time with. And I simply told her it's not unusual for men to do that. Not necessarily make excuses, but make excuses to be alone with that child. He said, I will take the 1-year-old, if you come along. And I said, well, a lot of times men feel as though they have like oil in their fingers. They're going to drop a baby or break a leg when they're changing. You know what I mean? Now, what she's going to do about it is on her. But just to make her feel better about what he was saying, sometimes it doesn't have anything to do with trying to shirk responsibilities. It's just simply, they're butterfingers, at least in their minds. And they're not even willing to try. Not that we women are any better, but for some reason we're stereotyped as being the ones that are better with the kids. And you could call me what you want. I just said it the way I see it. Goose, you're a father. Did you feel a little bit uneasy with the kids in that first year? Maybe even in that first 2 years? Unsure.
Yeah, because you never know what's wrong with the baby.
Right.
Whether the baby's hungry, whether something is...
And we mothers don't necessarily know either, but for some reason in you guys' minds, you feel as though we will know. We know everything regarding the baby, right? It's just not unusual. We can go to the telephone on that. You guys can call about whatever. I'll just pick up the phone arbitrarily. Come on, let's go. Now, I'm just going to... Hello?
Yes, hi.
Hi, it's Wendy.
No, it's not. Oh.
Yes, how are you? Turn your radio down, though.
No. Hello? Hello?
Yeah, turn your radio down.
Okay, it's down.
Okay, let's talk.
This is Wendy?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I need your advice.
Okay.
I got an apartment with my boyfriend. I'm 22, he's 20. We went to him. He had to say everything.
Yeah, what?
We signed a lease, and he tells me now he doesn't want to live there.
He doesn't want to do what?
He doesn't want to live there.
Do you want to live there?
I am living there.
Okay, and next thing you're going to tell me is that you can't afford to pay the rent by yourself.
Well, he's paying because, I'm sorry, I got stressed. I can hear myself talking. It's really weird. What happened was we signed the lease, and he told me like the day after that we signed that he didn't want to live there.
Okay.
And I told him, get your name off the lease. You have 3 days in the state of New Jersey, and he didn't do that, so now he's on the lease. So he gives me money. But my question is, down the line, 6 months from now, is there any way he can get out of that?
He can get out of giving you money?
Can he, take me to court and have his name taken off the lease somehow?
Take you to court and have his name taken off the lease? Well, that seems like that's what you wanted anyway, because you told him you have 3 days to get your name taken off the lease.
Well, I didn't want it, but I think it's a pretty sweet deal for me because I'm living there for half rent. I'm really pissed. He broke up with me and everything.
Yeah, but what you really do need to be thinking about doing is how you're going to pay the rent when he pulls out of this deal.
Well, that's my question. Can he?
Yes.
Because...
both of you are obligated for the rent, but while they're suing you for not paying the rent, they'd be suing him. But then he could say, I never lived there a day in my life, and I don't know the legal ramifications. But the point is that as soon as he said that he couldn't be there, and you saw, that he wasn't taking his name off the lease in time, I don't know. Maybe you should have talked to the landlord and had his name scratched. I don't know.
See, the situation was, I had to move out. I'm only 22.
Mm-hmm.
He's 20. There was a situation with my parents where I couldn't really live at home anymore. And he told me, we live together. Whatever he wants to say is his you know.
Are you still together as boyfriend and girlfriend?
No. I mean, we sleep together, but once in a while.
So then you guys were never really that tight anyway. I mean, sleeping buddies is totally different from boyfriend and girlfriend.
So why would he sign a lease with me? That's my,
Because he's a flake. He's 20. That's a lot of times what people do. And I got news for you, sweetheart. You better think about how you're going to pay the other half of that rent.
Well, I can pay it.
Okay, perfect. Then this is not even an issue. And perhaps you want to drop him as a sleeping buddy.
Yeah.
Because he's a jerk.
Yeah. He had his mom call me.
Yeah, well, that's what immature guys do. They flake out they sign things they don't need. They don't call in time to get their names off, and then they have their moms try to do their cleanup work. Leave him alone as a friend. Leave him alone as a lover. If he wants to pay your rent, you know what you do? Send the rent checks back and start paying your own rent yourself.
Well.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I saw you on TV last night.
Oh, thank you.
I love you, Wendy.
I love you too. Bye. I had to cut her off before she asked me too. What was that thing on your head? This coming from a girl who's, in that pickle, and she's coming at me. And she'd be perfectly in the right. Sometimes I look at myself when I leave the house. I say, what is going on? But I love it. It's Wendy. I better work. Work the squirrel. Work it, girl. Work the squirrel. Do its thing. Atop my head bone. Work the squirrel. And turn to the left. And turn to the right. On the runway. More Aquanet, please. Thank you. Vivica Fox and Eric Benet. Good for them. I'm not putting much credence in the boyfriend-girlfriend part. They were caught together, cozying, kissing, loving it up at the Trump Awards in Atlanta. She's 49, he's 41, she's 39. Perfectly old enough to do what they want. They're grown people. They're both single. I wish them both happiness. Eric Benet is not such a bad dude, in spite. And Viv, I like her a lot. They're grown. I don't think he can hold her down, but we'll go with that. Dear Wendy, I had written you before about my young boyfriend. He's 23 and I'm 35. Wendy, I was talking to him about a tummy tuck, and he said that he would leave me because he wants a baby first. Wendy, my kids are 19, 17, and 14 years old.
Wow.
But Wendy, my 23-year-old boyfriend would make a great daddy. I've never been so spoiled. He is great. He cooks. He cleans. Oh, yeah. Wendy, what should I do? I also have a great job. Well, I think perhaps you need to discuss with him what the intentions are in furthering this relationship. And if you feel like you want to have a baby with him, first have the baby, then get the tummy tuck. There's no rule that says you can't get a tummy tuck and then have a baby. Doctors just try to discourage you from getting a tummy tuck and then having a baby because of the cost of the tummy tuck. You see, a tummy tuck, a cheap one, is $7,000. The mid price of a tummy tuck is $9,000. Sometimes you'll pay $12,000, sometimes you'll pay $7,000. You understand what I'm saying? When you have a baby, you're undoing a lot of the work that the doctor has done. And the baby is happy and healthy. And, you're left with a bit of a mess that you didn't have before because you had a tummy tuck. And then you go back in, you spend another $7,000 to $12,000. So if you have a good job, good enough to support 2 tummy tucks, maybe you want to get the tummy tuck. Maybe you don't want to put your life on hold for this 23-year-old. That's a flaky age. I mean, you can go one way or the other, at 23. Her kids are 19, 17, and 14. She's ready to, and she's only 35. She is ready to get that tummy sucked, tucked, laid flat, and she's ready to wear her bikinis again and drop it like it's, you see what I'm saying? 35 is young. The thing is that I don't know how long you've been with your boyfriend and how much he means to you. 23 can go either way. I know from experience. When I met my love, he was 23. A very mature 23, though. Very mature. And we've been together for a lot of years. We were together for quite a few years. I think 5 years, 6 years. We were together for a lot of years before we got married. Still, him having an older soul in a lot of ways than I ever will. He's still older than me in a lot of ways. And more experienced than me in a lot of ways. 23, it's one of those iffy ages. I wouldn't have said that unless I'd experienced it myself. That's an iffy age. A lot of 23-year-old guys ready to take on the responsibility of the world. I don't know where your dude's at. Uh-oh, Michelle's on line number 1. She's in White Plains. She's 30. She's got a question regarding pillow. I guess that means bed. Hi, Michelle.
Hi.
Hi.
How's your bum?
How's my bum? Oh, girl. You know, after that little sieve bath this morning.
I had to call and mess with you because I said, I know yesterday was Valentine's Day.
Yes, let's not talk. Special occasion. We know it's certain women do special occasions.
I just called to check up on you because you sound very chipper today.
Yes, I am. You know, after we left the Donnie Deutsch show, Valentine's Day, hell, every day includes some George Vasselli champagne, it seems like, since we, have it laying around all the time. But, a little champagne, loosens me up to the idea. Cha-cha-cha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I just wanted to call you before I left work.
Well, thank you for calling. Thank you. I sat on the bidet this morning for about a half hour. Okay. Nice warm water, just, taking care of me.
All right. You have a good night.
Take care. You too. Bye, Michelle. Thank you for asking.
No problem.
Are you guys ready for another installment of the Friday the 13th franchise? Ugh, it's the 11th installment. They're doing it. They're doing it for you, you damn fan. Are you ready for this one? A test to determine your risk of death. And there are 12 things on this list. I'll share them with you when we get back. Plus, we'll talk about, gossip, the events of the day, and so on and so forth. Keep it where you got. Do we have anything to give away on the other side of the break? Oh, wait, hold on. Look, a big pack of BLS stuff. Okay, look. Okay, St. Ives. I can do this. St. Ives Collagen Elastin. Fabulous. What is collagen? The snapback material found in youthful skin. Elastin. What is that? You know how when your pants have elastic, snapback, holds you in. Elastic is nothing but good. Collagen is nothing but great. If you have collagen elastin lotion, what do you think? That's the mother of all lotions. And it's by St. Ives. And it's affordable because St. Ives stuff is always affordable. St. Ives is an official sponsor of the U.S. ski team and the U.S. snowboard team. Now, this collagen elastin lotion is the lotion that you use to replenish and work those youthful things that your skin still might have. It just doesn't have enough, like a 15-year-old. Pick up some St. Ives collagen elastin lotion today. Thank you. It has got all the proteins found in youthful skin and funky spunk. That is why sometimes when you get that pearl necklace, you should just take it and put it right up here on your face and around your cheekbones. Hey, when St. Ives wants a copy of a commercial, don't send them this one. Because I'm not mixing the two products, but I'm just saying. They asked for one today?
I'm sending this.
They want this one. No. Okay, please, freeze. St. Ives, take 2. St. Ives, one of the toughest things about winter in New York, besides the cold weather, is how dry your skin becomes. If you've experienced the dry skin, haven't we all? Jump on board St. Ives Collagen Elastin. It's fabulous. I've been in the St. Ives family since I was in college because it was affordable and it worked. And I have not swayed. To this day, we are St. Ives family. Collagen Elastin lotion from St. Ives contains proteins found in young, healthy skin. And funky spunk.
Put that where?
St. Ives is a proud sponsor of the U.S. ski team and snowboard team. You know what their conditions are. Stay soft and smooth and youthful with St. Ives Collagen Elastin lotion featuring proteins found in... Thank you, St. Ives. Oh, my gosh. Here are the living rooms. What the hell do we have going on here? The frightening to fabulous living room makeover. Have you been on our website, WBLS.com? Holy smokes. Okay, this is the one I'm picking. All right, I'm going to tell you how the score is going on. The top 5 weekly winners are on the WBLS website. What you do is you vote for the ugliest living room. This is all a part of our contest. Stephanie Cohen at Benjamin Rugg & Home Imports wants to give somebody a $50,000 living room makeover. And I'm looking at the 5 finalists this week. 35%. You see, I don't see this as a bad living room. I just see this as a bare living room. You know what? I vote for the one that you all vote for. I'm tired of people having dirty, messy, sloppy, cluttered up living rooms and sending in the pictures. Because all you're going to do is you're going to take your living room makeover and put stab marks in the beautiful upholstery. Throw your crap around the floor. You won't be able to see the rug. There's a difference between having a bad living room or a bad home because you don't have furniture, which is not bad. It's just that it's not furnished. And there's another difference between just being a slob. I see the WBLS voters are right on point. I'm with you. I vote for number 73 this week. This is just a bare. I love the nice alcove window, the rounded window, the bay. Look at number 90 and number 79. You all are just slobs. You don't deserve nice living rooms. You don't even know how to take care of what you have. Do you agree? Take a look at this. These people want to win $50,000 worth of living roomage, only to make it look like crap afterwards. The top 2. Do you see them? Do you see them? That's not a bad living room. That's a messy housekeeper. Right? I vote for the beautiful one that everybody else is voting for, 35%, the beautiful alcove window. Yeah, Stephanie could really do something nice with that. I'm with you all. Number 73 has 35% of the vote. Hopefully that one will win this week. It's our exciting, frightening to fabulous living room makeover. Thanks, Steph. See you in Puerto Rico. She's a big sponsor for the Puerto Rico trip, too. She'll be right there with us. Yay! All right. And one more thing. I'm going to give you the telephone number for Puerto Rico so you can go. Then we need to go into a break. Then I'm going to come back and tell you whether you're close to death. 888-212-4534. It's sheer travel. Come on, let's go to Puerto Rico. We're going to have fun. 888-212-4534. We're going to take a break. Whitley, I need you to make some phone calls happen over there. The phone lines are open at 866-GET-WENDY. Whitley's on the telephone, and he's going to be answering the phone, okay? Let me know if he's polite. What's the giveaway? Oh, it's time. Oh, wait, Whitley. Before you start making phone calls, clearing phone calls, answer for caller number 10 to go see Layla Hathaway with special guest Eric Benet. Shout out to Elisa. Elisa in the office. We need Eric Benet to come back on the show. We need to get to the bottom of Hal's life a year after Hallie. Eric Benet is going to be in town at the Norfolk Theater in Westbury, Saturday, February 18th. He needs to come in tomorrow or Friday, right? I wanna be live. He actually doesn't have a bad album. And apparently, Vivica has answered the call of the wild. I will love you. Okay, up next, the test to determine your risk of death. Doesn't that sound crazy? Because we're all risking to die. But if you're 50 or older, oh, yeah, I forgot to mention, this is a certain part of the audience. If you're 50 or older, make sure that you keep it here. I'm going to give you 12 points as told Wednesday by the Journal of the American Medical Association. All right, so keep it here. That and more just around the corner. It's Wendy until 7, and then it's Vaughn on 107.5 WVLS.
And Elisa's on it.
Oh, Elisa's on Eric Benet. Excellent. Thank you, Elisa.
What's up, y'all? This is Eric Benet, and you're listening to the bonus hour on 107.5 WBLS.
Thank you, darling. I said it earlier, and unfortunately, it's the way it is. Irv Gotti is not going to be getting that $35,000 back. That money will that was the money that was in the safe back in 2003 when the feds came into his office. And now that he's been acquitted and he's a free man to walk, it would be only right that he get the money back. But he's going to spend more money in legal fees trying to get it back than the actual $35,000 is worth. Success is the best revenge, Gotti. Make it continue to happen with that company and get Rule back up in there, on the charts and whatnot. He's a good dude. Ashanti. $35,000, that's why you had it just thrown in a safe. That's your FU money. So F them for effing with you. Right? Rosalind is on line number 5, and she has a question, and then we're going to go to the determine your health risk. Hi, Rosalind.
Hi, Wendy.
How are you? I see you're 40 and you live on Long Island.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Go ahead, Roz.
Oh, hi. I can tell you, I called trying to win the tickets, but I was the 11th caller. And then I wanted to ask you, what types of things do you do for your young audience? I have a 13-year-old daughter, but she's so mature. She's like 16 in her mind. And I just want to know what kind of things are you going to throw out there for them, because they love your show if they're mature enough to handle it. And I just want to know, what are you going to do? You got anything in the works for mature teenagers?
Well, not exactly mature teenagers. Actually, we skip over the mature teenagers and go right for the tweenies and the kids. We're having a Junior Dons and Divas in the spring. I don't know what you mean by way of do for. I mean, this is a grown this is a grown show. I mean, I know that there are a lot of kids that listen and stuff like that. I don't know. Do you have any suggestions?
I don't know. I mean, I like the mix. It's not too over the top for your tweenies, and I have a tweenie. And our Dons and Divas, Junior Dons and Divas, never heard of that. That would be really nice for them to get out and mix and mingle.
We had one a few years ago, and it actually turned out really, really nice. We had Junior Dons and Divas type artists. People would be, I forgot who we had perform, but, another young, more other young people performing for the young people, and the kids, of course, escorted by their parents, and the kids looked adorable, like Easter all over again. And it was in the middle of the day at the Copacabana, and we had ice cream and popcorn and all the things that kids like, and it was during the day. It was from 1 to 5 or something like that. It was perfect, and all the moms and dads standing around. Look at Tay Tay dancing with Tutu, like that. It was a really cute concept.
And one suggestion, maybe some of your guests that you bring on, maybe they could be more towards the teenage, the teenage kind of crowd. Yeah. You bring a lot of the older, type of interviewers to your stage. But what about some of those really hot teenage, slobs that kids really get into? You
mean like B5 and them? We have them on the show,
like
Omarion.
Yeah. Who else then?
A little Bow Wow was just here. I mean, we have, I'm friends with the young kids.
All right. I'm listen. You drive me all the way home every day in all this traffic. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, by the time you turn us on, our guests are all gone. And so it's just us talking. Hey, I'm going to clear the lines, though. I'm about to talk to the old people again.
I thank you for taking my call. And
yeah, all right. And right back at you.
Good night, Wendy.
Good night.
Okay, bye.
All right. So if you're 50 or older, there's a test developed by researchers in San Francisco at the Veterans Affairs Medical Center in an attempt to calculate your risk of death within 4 years if you are 50 or older. It's not foolproof, the researchers say, but it can give you a rough idea of your survival chances surviving the next 4 years. The test appears today in the Journal of the American Medical Association, and there are 12 points, so get ready, crows. If you're between 60 and 64... Oh, hell. You know what? This test is too involved. We only have 3 more minutes of the show, and this is not how I want to ride out. This is what you all need to do. Pick up the Journal of American Medical Association. Can you just pick that up in newsstands, or you have to go into the doctor's office and steal it off his desk? Damn. You know what? We'll cover this tomorrow, but I'll make sure to do this in the beginning of the bonus hour so it doesn't seem like it goes on ad nauseum. Because right now I'm getting antsy, like I'm ready to leave, and I don't want to leave on that particular note. It's much better to leave on this note. So bail was set at $75,000 for Don P., the member of the group Trillville, Remember we talked about this? Don P. was arrested January 30th on charges of raping a 16-year-old girl at one of those after-school parties that a lot of times the kids have. This all went down in Lithonia, Georgia, at the apartments over there. After hearing several hours of testimony last week, the DeKalb Senior Superior Court Judge, William McGray, set the bond at $75,000 with the condition stipulating that Don P. can't contact the young woman or leave the country. So I just wanted to pass that along to you. Juvenile's got a new CD coming out called Reality Check. We're going to try to get him in here on the show. I'm very curious about Juvenile. Reality Check is due in stores March 7th. I can't think whether I've ever met him solely or whether he came through, with the whole crew. So therefore I couldn't focus one-on-one with him. But I am interested in seeing what Juvenile has to say on this CD. Let's clear the lines. Let's say goodnight to whoever's sitting. Is there anybody sitting?
Yeah.
All right, let's clear the lines. Hello, hi, it's Wendy.
Hey, Wendy, this is Adrian. How are you?
Hi, Adrian. I did get your facts earlier. I forgot what it was. You said you were going to call during the bonus hour. You had something to talk about.
Yeah, I want to talk about the world situation.
Okay.
Now, there's something that bothers me about this world situation. It really sticks out in my mind.
Okay.
From what I understand, when he was arrested at the airport after coming back from not only the Middle East, but Iraq with a falsified passport. So not only does that make him, a suspected drug dealer and killer, but now it also makes him an enemy combatant. So you take that and you take the interview where he made the statements about Bush and a secret society.
Oh!
I don't see how the tape of this interview is going to help
him.
I don't think it's going to help. I think it's going to hurt him.
It's going to...
Now, you look at, that when a person goes on trial, they say that it's a jury of your peers, supposedly.
Oh, crap.
You think that's going to happen? Who do you think his jurors are going to be?
They're going. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Pro-Bush.
Yeah, you want to know what?
Slabu, who's a drug dealer.
Yeah.
Now he's an enemy combatant making statements like that about their president.
Well, maybe the law firm will do a Trev Hollywood special and edit the edit it, make it sound just straight up crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, the other charges, hey, that's black on black crime. I mean, they care, but
they don't care.
Yeah, this here is much heavier. The fake passport and the trip to the Middle East.
Yeah.
After you made the statements that he made on the show.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I know you hate to leave on a bad note, but...
Yeah, and it's too late to stop the mail because as soon as I realized that they wanted it, we mailed it right out.
Yeah, I know. And when you told me you mailed it out, my heart was like, oh, no.
I sent the intern over to the post office. I told her to get there before 5 o'clock because she's been gone.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Yeah. Well, once they hear it, they'll excise where they need to excise.
Well, just let the record show, Trev Hollywood did not put any of his wicked razor wizardry to edit anything. And furthermore, neither one of us wants to go to court to testify and take a day off of work for nothing.
Right. I got you.
Thank you, Adrian.
Love the show.
I love you for listening.
All right now.
Bye-bye. All right, let's continue on the phones. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening. Hi, it's Wendy.
Hey, Wendy, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you today?
I'm doing just fine.
Wonderful.
Brooklyn.
Nice to have you here. So what's going on?
All right. I know you got to go, so I'm going to try to make this quick as possible, right? Now, just your quick advice on something. I'm a married man, first of all.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been married for quite some time, but there's a young lady that works with me who I've been kind of kicking it with. No sex involved yet.
Yeah.
For the entire time.
What does kicking it mean? Does that mean conversations where even though there's not sex, she knows what it's going to be eventually?
Yeah, the sexual tension is all in the air.
Yeah, have you kissed?
No, there has been a whole lot of that body language you get when you go out and when the woman faces you and you're touching certain parts of her body without.
Okay, brushing up against.
Right,
wow.
But the whole thing right now is she knows I'm married. That's no secret. And although the tension is there, she's kind of standoffish about it.
Yeah.
So my question would be, how would you read that one? As far as should I continue? The question is not should I or would it be right for me to do it? Because being 41, I'm going to do what I'm going to do anyway.
Oh, wow.
As far as...
Why are you calling me?
As far as how her reaction to all of this is, I'm kind of... skeptical at this point.
She's going to leave it up to you because you're the one with the most to lose. You're married. Presumably you have children. You know.
No, not with my wife. I don't have any children.
Okay. How long have you been married to your wife?
We've been married for 4 years. We've been together for maybe about 8.
All right. Well, the point is that because you have more to lose. So there are a lot of people who perhaps would feel guilty about making the first move on a married man, but less guilty if you made the move on her. So she's waiting for you. And what I would advise you to do is, first of all, let me just say, I don't condone cheating or being unfaithful. But what I will say is if you're going to do it, don't do it with somebody that you work with. That is going to get so sloppy, and it's incredibly disrespectful to your wife. You know, your wife has got to show up at work, whether it's to bring you your lunch, to bring you roses, to leave a present on your desk, to show up at a Christmas party. If you think anything about your wife, you will not screw around with one of your coworkers, where this same stink broad who is going to lay down with a married man has to look in your wife's face when the way stink broads do, because they always feel as though they got something over on the wife. Please don't aid and abet in tearing down your wife with this disrespect. If you're going to jump off with somebody who never has to see your wife.
You make a good point.
Well, I'm just saying, not only that, but when you can no longer contain this girl's emotions or whatever, just say she goes to, the bosses and lets them know, and then your affair becomes known to you're about to make a huge mistake, sir. Very rarely do things like this really stay on the hush and work out well.
Yeah, because she is aware of all I want. We have a very...
Whatever, it's all disrespectful to your wife. It's disrespectful whether you cheat with a stranger or cheat with a coworker. But the point is that it's less harsh if you cheat with a stranger who never, although she might know you're married, never has to look in your wife's face. That's stink. And if you don't want to be with your wife, then just be a man about it and get the divorce.
Oh, no, don't get me wrong.
Well, you're talking to the wife, so how do you expect me to talk? You're talking to the wife, though, so how do you expect me to talk to you?
No, I understand where you're coming from,
okay.
Being a woman and the wife, but I am never going to leave my wife.
All right, well, then do your wife who will leave you when this little coworker broad decides to get loud and proud. Do your wife and yourself a favor, and don't crap where you eat. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Wendy.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I gotta go. I hate to leave the show on that note. However, one how you doing always makes me smile. How you doing? Come on, I need a China. Give me a China. Hey. Give me a world.
Wow.
That's my Wendy. Back to normal. I love you for listening. I'll see you at the Laugh Factory tonight. Vaughnie's up next with The Quiet Storm on 107.5 WBLS.
Yes, I am.
The Wendy Williams broadcast day has completed.
Aw, man!
And WBLS music starts next.